Already we're live. You can see Miss Julia Westling, PhD. I love that. That's so awesome. I'm like, man, I want to go get one now.
Oh yeah, they sell them.
I know. I see everybody got one. I'm like, dang, let me go get one. I'm like, let me just, So we're gonna move it. I'm gonna move this mic to the side so people can see your face.
It's cool for now.
Dude, I cannot believe he's doing this. Like this dude is killing me. These are my snacks. Honey barbecue. Grandma's peanut butter. Back in the day, clearly Canadian.
They still sell them.
I know. Dude, it's the same commercial.
A show where business insights meets travel and trends. Join me every Wednesday at 6 p.m. as I provide you with all the invaluable access to industry experts who will share new secrets to success so you can win. Then we're going to take time out to play and uncover the latest trends in the world of travel and lifestyle. Looking forward to rising and moving with you all. That's Wonder Hustle.
This dude is pissing me off right now, and I can't do anything about it.
Radio. The views expressed on our programs are not necessarily those of WVON, Midway Broadcasting Corporation, or our participating sponsors.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, we are the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
I told him. What the hell is he doing? Okay. I got no headphones. You don't have any headphones? You should be here. Probably calling me. Okay, cool. No headphones. Gotta wing it, he says. So somebody broke the jack. I know. But that's what I'm saying. He should have been in here. Bah! What's up, Facebook? Thank you, everybody's on right now. What's up? What's up? About to get started. Okay, I got the questionnaires here. See my face over there. All right, let me press record. Ain't nothing but a slim All right. Are we live or no? We're live? What's up, WVON? This is so crazy. Usually I can hear like when we go whatever. WVON, Familia, 1921radio.com. Thank you for our listeners listening on WVON, and thank you definitely to our listeners listening on 1921radio.com, the newest, and actually we just found out the fastest growing, one of the fastest growing streaming services for Black-owned businesses that we talk about. So I'm super excited about that. Hopefully you've had it. Thank you very much, Julia. Thank you very much. Hopefully you've had a chance to check it out. You can listen live, streaming live on 1921radio.com. Click the little play button at the bottom. And also, we're live on Facebook on 1921 Radio's Facebook page, 1921 Incubator, YouTube, you name it, it's everywhere. Super excited to have a guest in the studio who's not only a guest, but a friend that I've known for, 20, couple decades when we were in elementary school. How about that? All right.
That's right.
But I have Dr. Julia Wesley here. First of all, welcome to 1921 Radio.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
All right, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, a little bit of real estate, a little bit of passion, a little bit of community. So if you have a question for Julia, if you have a question, 773-591-1690, 773-591-1690. So first of all, again, welcome. Very glad. And thank you so much for submitting your form. We have her published article. If you want to learn more about Julia, you can go to 1921radio.com and read her article real quick. As I always do, explain why are we called 1921? Well, here's why. A little over 100 years ago, there was this incredible Black community, this small town, about, maybe not small, about the size of Fulton Market, 600 Black-owned businesses, 10,000 residents, called Black Wall Street. And it was a thriving community. And in 1921, May 31st, it was attacked and nearly completely burned down in 1921. So why are we called 1921? Because what a lot of people don't know is that shortly thereafter, like days after, many Black-owned businesses opened right back up. They were not going to be deterred. And as a matter of fact, Black Wall Street actually was rebuilt. So we are named 1921 to honor our ancestors and those individuals who paved the way to say we can start our own community and our own businesses and have a thriving community. So that's why we're called 1921. 1921 Co-working and Incubator is the very first Black-owned tech and manufacturing incubator opening on the far south side of Chicago that will be launching tech startups in the community and not downtown. But what does that mean? That means jobs, high-paying jobs, stay in the community. And this is how we're going to be able to move low-income communities to middle class in 1 to 2 years instead of decades. All right. So please visit 1921coworking.com. Watch our stakeholder video. It explains how the everyday person can be a stakeholder in 1921 Co-working and Incubator and create generational wealth as you get an equity share in every tech startup we launch. And we also put monies back in the community. So that's what 1921 is about. I'm here to basically capture the spirit of Black Wall Street. And with that, we launched 1921 Radio. 1921 Radio is to give more Black-owned businesses an opportunity to get published and to have an opportunity for radio to grow their business, but really let the community know who's out there. And that's why I'm so happy to have Julia here. Good friend. Dr. Julia Grace of JM Grace Properties, powered by OW Auction Group, LLC, which is a boutique brokerage in Hinsdale, Illinois. She's a licensed real estate professional serving the Chicagoland area and proud member of the National Association of Realtors, or NARS. I'm just kidding, NARS. She takes a team-based approach to helping buyers, sellers, and investors build and expand their real estate portfolios. She's an educator who believes in demystifying real estate. Welcome again.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks for the intro.
Absolutely, girl. You wrote it. It's awesome. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. So why real estate, Julia?
Well, I feel really fortunate to be in real estate.
Mhm.
For most of my professional career, I have done what was kind of my mentors told me I should do. You know, I was an architect, I was a social worker, I was a researcher, and all these different things, but I've always had a passion for real estate.
Okay.
Not even without realizing that that's what it was. Architecture helped me focus on the built environment.
Okay.
Right? Everybody needs a place to stay.
Yes.
So I felt like, hey, let's do something with these dilapidated buildings and the blight that's in impoverished communities. Then I thought, okay, well, I want to understand why people arrive in these circumstances to begin with. So I went into social work.
All right.
And felt like in order for me to really unpack this, let's dig into it with research. And so I became a researcher.
Come on.
And that's where the PhD came into play. And the more I studied and the more I got really into the minutia
Okay.
of social work and of addressing social problems, I realized that, wait a minute, you can either be a part of the machine that helps people access services, or you can be part of uplift. And that's where real estate research
Love it.
and social work all comes together. And so that's why real estate for me. And now, I'm at a point where actually during the pandemic and after, let's do what we're designed to do.
Mhm.
And I feel like this is what my calling is.
Wow. I mean, first of all, I love the fact that you've had 12 life careers. I love that.
Yes,
I love that.
And I'm only 21.
And you're only 21, which is amazing. I didn't know I was a year older than you. That's what's up. Now, you mentioned that you, as an educator, you believe in demystifying real estate. Tell us more about demystifying real estate. What do you mean by that?
Well, I feel like, especially within communities of color, real estate is this thing. It's either a dream that you have, and you want to buy a home,
Sure.
or you want to become an investor and buy a property, or what have you. But do you really understand all the steps that it'll take you?
Okay.
And it's not as complicated as maybe the chatter is out in the community.
Sure.
So I think maybe starting with education is my first approach, is making sure people understand what is real estate.
Right.
How do you obtain it? It's not as far away, or you don't have to work so many years to build. That's not what everybody does.
Sure.
No one works until they get $300,000 in the bank to buy a home. So
I mean, if you do, dang.
Right.
All right.
There are some people who have that cash and can do that, but for many communities, members of the community of color, that's not the case.
Gotcha.
So how do we access real estate when we don't have that cash in the bank?
Wow.
We don't have those connections in the community.
So making basically real estate accessible to people. When, interestingly enough, I was at a meeting with the Chinese Association of Chinese American Service League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we're doing some things and looking at some of their software, some data. And interestingly enough, they said the same thing about Chinese American citizens.
Interesting.
That they believed that they had to save all of this money and then buy a house, right? And one of the things that they learned with the Chinese Americans that come here, their credit wasn't great. So that's why they thought, I need to save all this money. So they didn't think I can use credit, right, to buy a house. So to hear, and I think when I sat there, I was like, we're told all these things about every other culture.
Yep.
And then we find out everybody's going through the exact same thing. We are not the, what I mean? So I was sitting there like, I didn't show my face, but I was like, what? Wow.
Yeah.
But people, and so they literally started helping them with their credit, and then their home ownership grew, kind of like what you just said. People who are educated, once they get it, they're ready to rock and roll. So I think that's an important part that you're bringing, not just, hey, I'm just here to sell houses. You're demystifying, which I love, by bringing an education part. Do you incorporate a lot of things that you learned from research, social services?
All of it. And I think meeting people where they are, because there's a lot of fear associated with real estate, or just, having access to financial resources. There's a lot of fear, like, well, I don't have the access and I don't know where to go. And again, there's chatter in the community about, well, you should do this. Well, if you're in this predicament, you can't really buy a home until this. There's so much, confusion. So eliminating that and really providing almost like a one-stop shop for people.
Okay.
To say, you know what, I'm not a lender, but I work with a team of folks, partners that can educate you and tell you what's really happening in the market financially, or if you don't understand the legal implications of buying a home or buying property or selling property, I have attorneys that I can help people find, as opposed to having to be out there on your own trying to piece all the pieces together.
Which is crazy, because I know when I bought my first house, I didn't know anything. Like, even though I grew up, my parents owned 2 houses, right? But we didn't sit down and talk about, here's what you got to do to buy a house, because obviously it was different.
Exactly.
Right? And so, I mean, I worked with a team, which was incredible, that did all the stuff, right? Because, and I think that brings that anxiety down. Yeah. The fact that not only am I being that you're educating people, but hey, I also bring a team, so
right.
you're able to get this done, and get this done. That's incredible. I know I saw a post on Facebook. I mean, you're selling houses like crazy. I saw somebody holding the key. I was like, "Go, girl!" Wait, you're a real estate? That's awesome. You're an architect. I love it. I love it. Now, you say one of the things you talk about is one-on-one client consultation, right? With the focus on learning about the client's goals and educating them on home buying and selling process. Why is it important to kind of learn about their goals? I mean, they want to buy a house. What do you mean by that?
Most people know of the American dream, but
Okay.
they haven't really sat down and unpacked
Gotcha.
what they really want.
Gotcha.
Is it a short-term thing? They want to buy something as an entry point
Mhm.
into real estate, and then they'll, upgrade in a couple of years and sell. So
that makes sense. Okay.
having those conversations. Do you want a ranch style home? Do you want a multi-level? Do you want a multi-unit? Do you want? Are you trying to have aging parents living in the home with you?
Right.
Or,
So you don't need a multi.
You're an empty nester.
Right.
You're downsizing. Like all of those
Good
types
call.
of
Okay.
things. So
Gotcha. Which is good. I mean, because like you said, it's really true. Most people don't know if they've never bought a house before, and especially if their family didn't grow up in a house. This is all new. This is like a new thing. So that's great that you kind of do this hand holding, which I'm all for.
And I think it's also a misnomer to think that because you bought a few homes, like if it's been 5 or more years that you've bought your home, you need to be re-educated. This is a completely different market than it was 5 years ago, right?
Right. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about that because I'm looking at these. First of all, I'm like, Lord, I bought my house in 2017 or 2018, whatever, when it was like they were giving away, at one point, whatever. I mean, and to see where it is now, not to mention having a very good friend, he and his wife bought a house in Texas. And during that time when it was like houses were going for $18 million and they were worth 20 grand, you know what I mean? And how this high interest rate they have now. Like, he's like, well, we're here now, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, you also mentioned something off the air about in-person real estate seminars. What exactly are those?
So part of my obligation to my community, I think, is everything that I've been taught or I'm learning.
Okay.
It's my obligation. It's my opportunity to go back into the community and partner with community service providers and say, hey, let's provide free resources for folks in the community. This has to do with accessibility, making real estate accessible, and of course, demystifying. So we have a partnership with the local library, actually all across the state. There's a few agents in my brokerage who are also doing the same thing where they're located.
Okay.
But my focus is pretty much the south side of Chicago with these seminars.
Okay.
And the Avalon branch at 8148 South Stony. I have to look down at the
All right, that's okay.
The Avalon branch. I'm partnering with them, and we have on the docket once a month, September, October, November, December, we're going to have in-person seminars.
I love that.
Breaking down different aspects of the home buying process.
Okay.
The first one is going to be, the attorney process from contract to close, understanding and maintaining your investment, working with an inspector. What does that look like? Home buying 101, breaking down the home buying process from start to finish. And then we're going to circle back to what we did in August, which was down payment assistance and home buyer grants.
Wow, I love that. We're gonna take a quick break because I want to come back to that again. So did you hear that? WVON Family 1921 Radio seminars once a month on Saturdays. What's the address again?
8148 South Stony Island.
All right, 8140 South Stony Island. All right, we'll be right back after these messages with Dr. Julia Wesley of JM Grace. Make sure I get it right. Properties, powered by OW Auction Group LLC. All right, we'll be right back after these messages. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dr. Julia Wesley.
You sound awesome. So, quick question.
Hey,
Hey, Jay, are we able to take calls or no? No. Are we able to take calls? Probably not.
Yeah, it'll be difficult. Like, we could take calls, but what happened is, in order for you guys to hear it, I got to cut your mic off.
Okay.
And let it play through the speaker, so you can't speak as fast as you want to. So they have to finish. Then once your mic come back on, then you can talk. And then once you stop talking, your mic will go off, that type of thing.
Okay. Let me just maybe we get one if somebody calls in, just if they have a question.
Yeah, we can give it a shot.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks, bro. So we'll be ready like maybe one more commercial, whatever. So is that okay to take a question? Okay, just in case. You're doing fantastic. No, you killed it. We're right on schedule. Schedule, as they say when I was in London. Schedule. So why real estate in person? Is that the part you're talking about on Saturday? Okay, down payment, you can cover that. So we'll talk. We'll bring that back up again. And then Thursday evening webinars. So you say so many of my first time home buyers. That's you speaking, right? Okay. So I'll say, what are the Thursday evening ones? All right, cool. Yeah, we're doing great.
Change it. I mean, I just feel like I just winging it.
Oh no, these are good questions because I was like, yeah.
So are you going the whole way through tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 more guests coming in. Yep. So usually I have someone come in. They do at 10:30. No, so there's somebody here before us, the guy. So usually I go from 9 to midnight. Girl, I know, but that's all they had available. Yeah, I got you, girl. No, I'm gonna get the women in first. I'm gonna get y'all in. I'm not saying you couldn't handle yourself. I know, girl. I know you can. I'm just kidding. But no, we are. Got my theme music coming in. So anyway, we're going to. But there's a couple that comes in, and they I guess there are a couple. They do Dishing the G. Dishing the G, where they talk about entertainment stuff, whatever. So they come in at 10:30 on. So like twice a month or 3 times a month, which saves me from going all the way to midnight. Yeah. So because I've had a couple of guests like have to cancel, things happen. And I'm sitting up here like I'm talking to Jake. Yeah, bro, we need to take a break. He goes, we just took one. I'm like, we're about to take another one, bro. I ain't got nothing to talk about. It almost turned into a jazz station, bro. What I was like, yeah. We're about to take a break, and we'll be back in an hour. Enjoy this jazz music, girl. That is the hardest. But I just bring up a topic like you want to talk about. So how you feel about the migrants? Boom, phone lights up. Where they get all this money from? Woo, 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 woo. Oh man, they were going, and I had to tell them, I'm like, I said, more importantly than where did the $25 million come from for migrants? Where did the $250 million go to the South and West sides after George Floyd? Those are the questions you should be asking, not about some $25 million for some migrants that came up here. That's what you should be asking. I was like, because I love this song. This song came out in '88. Huh? Yeah. No. I went to school for communication and marketing. I mean, yeah, but I didn't do any of this before. And I worked for a software company. And the Shark Bar, remember back in the day. And then went on staff. And then I've been in nonprofit. So what happened was, what got me in here was at the Urban League. And my boss at the time was like, James, we have once a week or once a month, we host a show for one of the radio hosts. So we had that. So he asked me one time to come in and do a show with him. So I did. Afterwards, the woman was like, who was that guy you were with? Right? And they were like, whatever. I said, oh, this was fun. Then we were supposed to do a show because it's 7 a.m, right? So I'm laying in bed. He goes, hey, JP, you want to come in Saturday? I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I guess, right? I'm not feeling this Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. So I'm in the bed, right? And Keith's like, aren't you going to the radio show? I said, I don't know. Did you tell him you were coming? I said, I think I was. I said, maybe I better go. So I get up and go. I'm calling him like I'm on my way that he would let me in on 87th. Right. So he didn't answer. I'm like, okay. So I'm driving. I get there. I pull up. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. So I call him again. He's like, hello? I'm like, Andrew? He's like, yeah. The show starts in 10 minutes. He's like, all right, I'm on my way. He hangs up. Then he calls me back. Man, I ain't going to make it in time. So I ended up doing the whole show. I think he tricked me. And then the following month, I did it again. So then it was just all me. So what did I start doing? I started having all my friends on the show talk about their business.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so then this opportunity came up when I launched 1921 Radio. I said, ooh. So I paid for this time, but I leverage it, push 1921 Radio, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, girl, it's mercy. I remember Keisha's like, you got a what? I said, I got a radio show. Why do you have it? I said, I don't know. I don't know. You know I don't know.
You're walking in your purpose.
Yes. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And but this is what I get a chance to do, give people interviews that normally, Crane's Business Chicago is writing about all white people, right? Sometimes they do a couple, Tribune maybe.
Like mine, you said that Forbes, that folks have to
Yeah,
pay.
that people
I thought
pay.
that was something else. I
Yeah.
really did think it was, you have to earn a spot.
I mean, I think they have different segments where they'll be like, hey, let's cover this. But for the most part, you pay to get in. And I was sitting up there, and I didn't even know it. I saw this ad. So what they do is they have these writers and whatever. And someone literally posted on Facebook, if you can get on the cover of Forbes and other magazines, if we can guarantee it or you don't pay anything, would you do it? I'm sitting up here like, wait, what? So that's why we do a published article. All right. Wow, that was quick. That wasn't even a dude. That was dope. I love it. Welcome back, WVON family. Welcome back, 1921 Radio family. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, everyone on Facebook right now watching. Boom. All right. I love you. Te amo. Is that how they do that little heart thing? Anyway, my guest in-house is Dr. Julia Wesley. Phenomenal person overall. All right. Phenomenal person. All right. Before we got off the air, we were talking about this Saturday course, because one of the things you said you like to do, which I love, is the education part of it, right? Because obviously an educated buyer is a better buyer, and they get it. But not only that, once they get it, it makes sense, and then they're able to move forward, right? So tell us again about these Saturday or once a month events.
Yes. So again, this is a partnership with the Chicago Public Library. And they will only get behind free events that are all about educating the community. So that's exactly what this is.
I love it.
So from September through December of this year, we're going to be doing a monthly segment on different aspects of the home buying process.
Okay.
So September, the focus is about the relationship with the attorney and their role, from contract to close and beyond.
Okay.
And then October is understanding and maintaining your investment, really about inspections. November is home buying 101, just breaking down what that process will look like for home buyers. And then December is all about down payment assistance and home buyer grants.
So literally, you could go through these, and January, you're ready to buy a house.
Oh yeah,
that's so smart.
Yeah, you're ready to buy a house. You'll have the connections.
The connections, okay.
As well. So not only will you have the knowledge, but you'll have the relationships as well, which is really key.
Well, I think the down payment assistance, what does that look like? Because I know everyone's in a different, I guess, area, whatever, when it comes to down payment. So are you saying there's monies available for everyone pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are different lenders. Every lender has access to whatever the federal and state funding they should have access to it.
Okay.
But then on top of that, sometimes you can stack whatever a bank or lender, whatever programs they may have in-house.
Okay.
So without shouting out a particular lender,
sure, I understand,
who's been like helping me close quite a few deals.
Come on.
The last few clients, you can get grants just based on the location of where you live in Chicago. If you live in Chicago, there's certain money that you can have just because you live in a certain geographic area. If you're moving to a geographic area, there's additional money. There's also money based on your income status and what your yeah, there's a lot of programs out there.
Did you hear that? 1921 people. Anyone looking to buy a house, you better work with Julia, okay? But really read her article, please, on 1921radio.com. It's awesome because she really believes, she has a passion for the community and moving the community forward through real estate.
Yeah.
And really, I tell everyone, even when I teach entrepreneurship, I say, hey, listen, if you can own the building where your business is located, that's even better.
That's even better.
I said, that's why, and I practice what I preach. The building where 1921 co-working and incubator, I bought that building, right? I'm like, oh no, I'm not leasing from anyone. I'm going to own this bad boy. I sold all my cryptocurrency. I ain't got no more crypto, but I'm glad because it's up and down anyway. But I got out at the right time, you know, and bought the building. Oh, who you telling? Who you telling? But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But really, I try to tell them, you know, own it if you can. I mean, because if you don't own it, then you don't own it, right? I tell everyone, I mean, you're paying someone else's mortgage, and guess what? They can change their mind if they want. And we saw this, and I saw this when, I'm not from Chicago, but I remember when they tore the projects down. And people were like chaining themselves. They really believed that that was their home. And they didn't, it is a sad story, but it was like, it reinforced what I tell people now. If you don't own it, you don't own it.
Yeah.
And the city or whoever owns that property can come in and say, yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move that. And the way they did it, bad, obviously. But I think people got a rude awakening. I need to own my mess.
Yeah.
Because when you own it, they can't move you.
Well, I think we're seeing, not with the public housing, but we're seeing a situation where landlords, remember there was a moratorium.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of landlords who their mortgage was in jeopardy because they've had so many months without people paying rent.
Yeah.
And so quite a few landlords are offloading their buildings.
Really?
And so people are losing that cushy rent that they were paying.
Yeah.
Landlords are selling their properties. So that means folks are either going to get a new landlord that's going to, you know, kick everybody out because the rates are going to be so much higher. Rent is going to be so much higher.
Right.
Or they're going to, you know, just turn it into condos or turn it into something. So I think
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I had two clients, that one closed today and one closed a couple of weeks ago, where same landlord, different buildings.
Okay.
Where they sold it to the same owner.
Okay.
And they are hiking the rent, and folks have to have 120 days to make a decision. Either you're going to stay and pay a higher rent, or
wow,
this is real.
So people's lives are, well, I mean, it goes back. If you don't own it, you don't own it. That's a t-shirt. I need to get that. If you don't own it, you don't own it. All right, look at my mind. I need to stop because I'll have a website done tomorrow and t-shirts printed up. Anyway, so now, what are the Thursday evening webinars?
So everyone can't make it to an in-person seminar.
Okay.
As much as I would like to see people in person, I think especially now that the world is opening back up, it's just nice to be in the same space together, the synergy. Everybody can't be there on Saturdays. Some people work on Saturdays, have other obligations. So we're going to have Thursday nights, 6 to 7 or 6 to 8, depending on, you know, what the guests will have availability for. We're going to have the same exact seminars that we're offering in person. We're going to offer them as webinars on Thursday nights starting in September. So.
Gotcha. And what are those going to cover? I mean, exactly. You just said the same thing.
Same things that we're covering on Saturday.
Wow. And it's, how do they get the information to join the webinar?
They'll need to go to jmgraceproperties.com.
Okay.
Or they can hit me at 312-859-2275, and I'll be sure to connect them.
All right, give your number one more time.
312-859-2275.
Awesome. We're still talking with Dr. Julia Grace here. Wesley, good gracious. Dr. I just, you know, I think because I saw the name and the thing, and I was like, oh,
well, you know mine.
I know. We've known each other since we were 2. We're 21 now. If you have a question for Dr. Julia Wesley about real estate, money, well, not money, but, you know, download. She got money. I'm like coming to America. She got her own money. I'm just saying. If you
God.
have a question, 773-591-1690. 773-591-1690. We've got a realtor a realtor, broker, or license,
Realtor,
all that stuff.
licensed realtor.
Researcher, architect. She can come in and design
But
your whole
today we
house.
focused on
I know,
real
but
estate.
today we're talking about real estate. But she can design your crib and sell it to you. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. But if you have a question, 773-591-1690. Now, Julia, we're winding down. I love it. We got a few more minutes. You mentioned a team-based approach to real estate. Tell us more about that.
So again, when you think about the daunting task of buying a home, no one is on an island and can just go walk up to whoever's selling the home and say, I want to buy your home. Here's $300,000
Right.
in cash. There are lots of players involved.
Okay.
For one, you definitely need an attorney.
Yep.
We are known as an attorney state. So
What does that mean?
The initial document that you fill out to say, here's my offer to buy your home.
Okay.
Attorneys actually go back and look at that document, the legalese,
That's right.
and come up with make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
Okay.
And so lender, of course, right?
Mhm.
You have to, unless you have cash, you'll need a lender.
Right.
Inspectors. I recommend, I don't care if the home is brand new.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to invest and you want to flip a home and you really don't care, I still would have a licensed inspector, bonded inspector,
Right.
come and give you the 411 on
Sure.
whatever you're trying to buy. Because you will be surprised, unfortunately, if you don't.
Wow.
Once you sign that dotted line, it's a binding contract.
It's a binding contract. Isn't that scary?
Yes. An appraiser,
Okay.
Typically, of course, when you are working with a loan, you'll have an appraiser. We are also a title state. You will have to use a title company.
So do you mean that some states are not title whatever?
Absolutely.
Wow. Or the whole legal thing you mentioned, attorney. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's
Insurance
crazy.
agents.
Okay.
Your lender will require you to have homeowners insurance. So you will need to have an insurance agent. And then, of course, a contractor, someone to help you make those
Wow.
changes. So those are all pieces that you'll likely need depending on what type of situation you're in to buy.
I love it. That's a lot. Okay, cool. So as a team, that's what you're able to bring. So when someone works with you,
Yep.
they get a whole team.
They get the whole team. Now I can't say, work with Joe Schmo attorney. I will give you a list.
Right.
These are trusted partners that I've worked with and I know that we can close the deal successfully with.
Gotcha.
They understand real estate, they understand the process, and they can communicate well. That's another big component of having a successful home buying process is communication.
I love it. All right, real quick, Regina Wilson says, "Hey, Julia."
Hey, Regina.
Okay, Regina, you can't be adding all these comments, girl. All right, I'm only gonna read one. And she just helped me buy my first home. Okay,
Yes.
that's the best. There's nothing
I did not tell her to call in.
No, you didn't. But that's so cool. That tells everybody, hey, listen, real estate people looking to buy homes. This is why you need to work with Julia. She got people literally calling in. All right. Penny Griggs, what's up? That's my homegirl, Penny. What's up, cuz? My cousin Clevando's on there. Great content. Love her. Regina. Okay, look, that's 3. Okay, 4. Regina. I love you, Regina. All right. I love you and Corey. All right. But girl, you're killing me. Gary, I'm gonna have you on my show, buddy. I love it. It's a great point. Gary does inspection.
Okay, great.
I love it, Gary. I'm gonna have you on, man. I'm gonna have you on. So this is good stuff. I'm excited. Okay, I'm about to get on Regina.
Awesome.
Left 20 comments. Girl, I love you, Regina.
Love you, Regina.
Now, as far as the referrals, and I how do you come in? So someone says, hey, I'm ready to buy a house. They work with you. You pretty much walk them through the steps, meaning with the referrals, with everything, all the way from beginning to end, I'm assuming.
Yes. So for me, my job is not done when my client gets the keys.
Gotcha.
To whatever, or hands over keys.
Okay.
If they're selling. My job is to make sure this client is satisfied with their purchase, and has connections beyond the purchase, so that, you know, they need a locksmith, or they need to know, hey, I need my cabinets tightened up, or, you know, whatever, screen door, who do I contact?
Right.
It's my job to have those connections and to always be a resource.
What?
To my client.
I need to buy another house there.
Yeah, you do.
I need. Well, it's in Dallas, though. Can you sell a house in Dallas? Oh, I can't. My cousin sells houses in Dallas, so I can't. I cannot get this on. All right, I am not gonna get this on. My bad. I was just talking.
But I can help you sell it.
You can sell my. Oh, I'm keeping it. Oh yeah. This is gonna be the snowbirds. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come up here over the summer. Live in Dallas, close to mom and dad.
There you go.
Come to Chicago over the summer. Give us your contact information again, so people. And I hope you're listening. Well, I know you're listening, WON and 1921 Radio. Thank you so much. But give us your contact information again, so that people can, if they have a question or something.
Absolutely. So my phone number is 312-859-2275. That's 312-859-2275. My website is jmgraceproperties.com. jmgraceproperties.com.
Oh, sorry, my phone going crazy. All right. Looks like we do have a call, sir. All right. Hi, you're listening to the 1921 Radio Show. Please go on with your comment or question.
Hey, my name is Ron.
Hi, Ron.
You might be surprised to find my last name is Grace.
Is that right?
Hi, Ron.
Just wondering what your feelings were concerning putting taxes and insurance in escrow, or paying them separately from principal and interest.
That's a good point. Or good question. So most first-time home buyers, or anyone who qualifies as a first-time home buyer, and I can say more about that later, probably would have a difficult time managing those payments separately. So having them in escrow is a way to make sure those are paid on time. So that's what I would say to that. Beyond that, if that's something you feel like you want to manage on your own, what's interesting though, I find, Ron, is that if there is an overage in escrow, you do get that money back. Your lender should be sending you a check back, you know, if you're paying too much in taxes. Is that why you were asking that question? I guess I should have asked why you were asking the question.
Well, I'm asking the question because people have asked me, and I said, well, there's an expert that I know. Because in addition to that, we were asking about PMI and keeping an eye on when you get enough equity to eliminate the PMI.
Oh, that's another good nugget too. So what most people don't know, if you have a conventional loan, and this is conventional only, so if your FHA, PMI stays with the loan for the duration of the loan. But if you are conventional, you can, within, I think, a year, like 11 months prior to the 12-year expiration, you can request to have it.
One more.
You can request to have those PMI.
Ask the question because I did hear you say that if it's been more than 5 years, you need to be retrained. And for me, it's been 23, so I guess I need to be.
Well, we need to sit down and have a chit chat, Ronald Grace.
All right, you all take care.
Thank you for calling. All right, looks like we have time for one more call. One more. It's got to be brief though, because we're at a hard stop. You're listening to the 1921 Radio Show. Go ahead with your comment, please, or question. Hello, Mr. Peoples.
Need the number here.
The number, okay.
That's 312-859-2275. You got it? 312-859-2275.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Peoples. Please give Dr. Wesley a call, okay?
Yes, sir.
She's fantastic, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.
All right, you were great show. Thank you, Dr. Wesley. Thank
you
you.
for having me. What an honor.
No, the honor was ours. All righty. You're listening to the 1921 radio show on WVON. We had the pleasant Dr. Julia Wesley and just gave us some great golden nuggets, some great insight. Hopefully, please write her number down. Please say it one more time.
312-859-2275.
And please give her a call with any questions. If you're looking to buy a home, buy a property, real estate, investment, sell, whatever you want to do, please give her a call. She is a realtor extraordinaire. And my fake black French accent.
Oh my goodness.
And she's an awesome person, as you can tell. Again, learn more about her. Visit 1921radio.com and just search Julia, and you will read her article and just how she takes an approach to really educating and going and selling a home. All right, we'll be right back after these messages with LB. That was awesome. Girl, you did it.
Goodness.
You did it. Thank you, Facebook family. We got somebody else coming up. We're gonna be talking about liquor. All right, alcohol, whiskey, whizine. All right. So don't go anywhere. We may give away some alcohol. I don't even know. We're not drinking it in the studio. Or are we? Is this really clearly Canadian? Or is it clearly vodka? I'm sorry. Clearly tequila? I'm sorry. Wow, great job.
This was so much fun.
Hey, we'll be right back. Be right back, okay? With LB. I gotta walk Julie out. Peace. Yeah.
You would be honest, right?
No, I'm so honest. Can you turn this off? Yeah, we gotta pull it. Oh, really? I thought I heard you.
From a store and discovered a live frog inside while unpacking the groceries. The woman says the Earthbound Farms Organic Spinach package was sealed with the animal inside. Have a great Thursday. That's the latest. The Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com. I'm Vanessa Tyler. And I'm Mike Stevens on the Over 24/7 News, the Black Information Network. Amid yelling, a witness says she heard it, the N-word, directed at the black co-captain in the now infamous Montgomery, Alabama dockside brawl. TMZ identifies the witness as an employee of the riverboat who told police she heard expletives, the N-word, and one of the white men threatening to get his gun. The black co-captain had been trying to get the white people to move their small boat out of the reserved space of the riverboat so the passengers can disembark. Although the assault on the co-captain is not a hate crime now, there is the possibility of adding it to the white men who are arrested in charge.
Lawyers say the N-word was used when members of a supremacist group, the Patriot Club, allegedly defaced an Arthur Ashe mural in 2021. The mural in honor of the African-American tennis great was in a predominantly black neighborhood in Richmond, Virginia. Now that it is time to face justice, the suspects are back to court and respond to the law.
One of them stuck is in it, yeah. One of them stuck in there.
Okay.
But you know, this stuff is so old here.
Yeah.
That it burnt out. Like literally last show, their first guest went on.
Yeah.
So they were talking to their first guest.
Wow.
Yeah. So now it's kind of like if you can see how it was blinking like a heart.
Yeah.
That thing that it did. So what happens is once you guys, somebody calls me, you guys speak, hey, this is James. So how you doing? I have to cut y'all mics off so y'all can get up and speak. And then as soon as they finish, so it's kind of like a time to think, so I gotta pay attention.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's so different without
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
More students are packing up, heading to HBCU, Morgan State, where the Washington Post reports enrollment is surging. So much so, the Maryland College, based in Baltimore, has run out of space to house more than 9,000 students enrolled this fall as a solution to a local hotel. Now, if you'd like to connect with the Bike Information Network on social media, we would certainly love for you to do that and give us your feedback. You can follow the BIN on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
I'll take them.
Bike Information
Oh,
Network,
that way you
and
can
on
choose.
Twitter, it's at Black People.
I'm Vanessa Tyler with Mike
I
Stevens.
might pop play with them, you know. Yeah, I went on my
Information Network.
That's what I'm saying, you never know. Get your options and go through all of them.
I'm Tariq Lowe with Maybe You Didn't Know. The Lincoln Memorial, August 28, 1963. 250,000 Americans were gathered for the final speech of the March on Washington. Martin Luther King Jr. was about to deliver his famous I Have a... Hi, this is Darlene Hill, co-host of WVON's afternoon show, Buchanan and Hill. We all can fall into the trap.
I know.
Mindlessly spending sometimes.
I know,
One
lose it,
tip
don't
for
lose
staying
it.
on track is when you have an impromptu purchase that comes up, try making a habit of taking a quick look at your bank account balance before you buy it.
All right, I got
It's not just about seeing how much you have in your checking account. Just looking at your account might put the urge to make that impulse purchase into perspective and help you make choices that will benefit you in the long term. Whatever your financial goals, the U.S. Bank Access Commitment initiatives can help support you in reaching them. Access your financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You have it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Advocacy.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. And you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're pregnant. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio prediabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Okay. All right, all right. Here you go, sir.
My seat right here?
Yep.
Beautiful.
We're going to start recording in a minute.
All right.
So we're going to be facing that way, but so the way I do the interview kind of is like, we're talking, this will be up on the website so people can see it.
There you go.
And read it. What's up, back, baby, back? You see who's in the chair right now? You see who's in the chair? I love it.
Oh my goodness. You're gonna have to do something with your phone because it looks like he gave you a low battery signal. Plug her in.
All right, we're ready, boss, whenever you are. Okay, guys, I told you don't go anywhere. We're about to talk about liquor. I love it.
It's my favorite thing.
I mean, okay, I just got your text. All right, cool.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Boom. So eventually, we're gonna need, if you want one, we do a 30-second commercial ad.
Okay.
That we run on 1921 Radio and WN.
Definitely have that conversation.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
And so basically, like Julia did, she just recorded a memo,
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
40 seconds the longest,
Okay.
and then I'm ready, and then we just the time. Which one? My draws. Okay. So when you're ready, just record a commercial. My engineer adds the music to it, and then we start playing it. So if you got a product, send it out.
30 seconds.
Yep.
You got it. That's
We
easy.
start running it on the show. Bro, she got a call. She's in real estate, right? So she was getting calls. I took a picture, like, yo, why are you not on my radio show? People are calling.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just telling you, man. So
You guys blowing up, man.
yeah,
We're doing it.
let's see. I started, man, when did I bought my time Thursday in February or March.
Okay.
February, March.
Okay.
So every Thursday, 9 p.m., I pay for that. And then I launched the 1921 radio show Juneteenth.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
Like just, and really,
I think I remember that.
yeah, originally I was just going to do a radio show, but then I found this template
Mm-hmm.
that had the articles. And now I said, man, I can publish articles on Black-owned businesses.
Uh-huh.
And so it went a whole nother direction.
Man, a lot of people you can talk to, man.
Man, I love to, man. I'm telling you.
Jesse Stewart, owner of Alexander James Whiskey.
Really? Okay.
My guy who owns Bull Young Whiskey, Young Cat. Both of them young dudes. One owns Bull Young. He's a young executive chef.
Okay.
Started a whiskey company after he spent time overseas.
Wow.
Dude, it's so many dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know the guy who owns Moore's?
Mm-hmm.
Moore's Beer.
Huh.
Black owned also. South
Really?
side of Chicago, man. He's been around for about 3-4 years. COVID, everybody started businesses.
Oh, I know.
They're thriving. That's the thing about it. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of Black-owned brands. It's crazy. I follow this girl who owns her own vodka company called Red Rose. Her name's Taylor Red. Now, she lives in like Virginia or something.
Okay.
And then, so I've connected with a lot of Black-owned brands.
Okay.
Man. It is.
Bro, please.
My boy who owns Alexander James Whiskey, he just turned 30. Dude graduated from Joliet Lewis College.
Okay.
Ran track. So he just had this idea to drink whiskey because that's what him and his dad and his granddad did.
Right.
So he started making this whiskey, and he's like, if none of it's sold, he said, I was going to have enough whiskey for the rest of my life.
I mean, that's one way to look at it, man.
First person that picked him up was Kim Martin.
Okay.
Then
Jonathan over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then he eventually called him and he said, hey, we want you in our stores. He was like, it's probably going to be about 3 or 4 stores. They were like, we want you in about 22 of our stores to start out.
Wow.
So now I would say, man, he's probably, Jay Stu's probably in about
He's a retail store in Chicago. He's everywhere.
Yeah, we need to do a story on him.
Yeah,
And
crazy.
I love to do a story on the young lady in Virginia because we do out of state as well. We're trying to let everyone know.
I'll reach out to both of them.
Yeah.
Connect you with them.
What's up? We are back. What's up? 1921 Radio, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I mean, we're everywhere right now. We're everywhere, all right? And WVON, the most incredible, educated listeners. You're looking right now, if you're looking at the screen, you're looking at this young brother right here, LB up in the mud. This dude is cool. Let me just tell you, I'm on Facebook, and he's talking about wines. And I just message him like, hey, brother, I'm looking for a good Pinot Noir. Boom, recommends one. I don't remember how long ago that was.
Oh, my God.
It was a while ago.
That was a good while ago.
Yeah. I still drink that same one. It's a J. It's a J.
That's what happens. Dude. That's what I do. I drink and have a good time.
I love it. What a great, I drink and I have a good time. Wasn't that from Game of Thrones? Like, I drink and I know a lot of things. I know things.
That was a total ripoff.
I know. Oh, man.
That was a total guy.
I love it. Well, we're talking about alcohol. We're talking about liquor today. I have a very, 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 very good brother. LB. We call him LB. And if you haven't, visit 1920. I'm going to keep saying it. Visit 1921radio.com and search LB. You're going to read an incredible story about how he started during COVID. We're going to get into that in a second, but this is who we're talking with. There's so many. Oh my, we're going to get into that too. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
That's okay.
Right. Super excited to have him in. Let's jump right in. First of all, are you from Chicago?
Born but not raised.
Born but not raised. Okay.
Yeah. I had a whole family of folks, man. We we're all born in Cabrini Green.
Okay.
And left Cabrini Green years ago and moved to a little town, Peoria, Illinois. Most folks know where that's at. Went in the military, went to college. And after college, I was like, I want to go back to a bigger city because I live down in the St. Louis area. Decided to come back to Chicago. So I've been back here. I'm the only person in my family that came back. I've been back here for about 22 years.
22 years. Okay.
It's been fantastic.
Which is crazy because you're only 30 years old.
Oh,
so
man,
I'm trying to figure
out.
I'm trying to figure out.
I've earned every one of these gray hairs.
Man, let me tell you, man.
Earned them all.
Bro, you look. The only reason you can't tell I got gray hair is because I got a hat on.
Keep it clean cut.
And it's clean cut. Hold up. Boom. You can't even tell. Now, if you saw me earlier today, it looked just like your beard.
Like that, right?
It looked just like your beard. My barber was like, dude, I said, bro, I ain't had nowhere to go. I mean, so.
They say it don't crack.
No, it doesn't. But, man, let me tell you something, man. I love it. All right, so born in Chicago, not raised, but back. So you've been here.
Yes, back in my original hometown.
Now, tell us the name of your drink, your company.
The name of the company is called Refined Handcrafted Cocktails.
Woo! Let me show this online. Look at this, man.
Of course, you know that's yours.
Yeah. Oh!
You know that's yours.
Oh! This is why it's so cool to have your own radio show.
Party gifts. That's what
I will accept. I will accept. Look at this. Woo! Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, no worries, man. The name of my company is called Refined Handcrafted Cocktails.
Okay.
And the current product we have is old-fashioned blend. So basically, it's everything inside the bottle except for the bourbon.
Okay.
Which basically means you can craft your cocktail the way you want it to be instead of buying something that already has liquor in it.
Okay.
There are companies out there that do have pre-blended cocktails that have alcohol in them. I think that the alcohol probably degrades the other ingredients over time.
Okay.
So the beauty of this product is that if you like your old-fashioned cocktails a little stronger, you can add a little more bourbon.
Okay.
If you like them a little sweeter, you can add a little more of the blend. So you pretty much have control over how you make it. But what's really cool about it is that if you look at it, on the back of the bottle, it has blending instructions. Which gives you instructions on how to make what we would call a craft cocktail kind that you would probably get at an upscale bar.
Okay.
Hotel. Yeah.
Wow.
So tasty stuff. Really, really good.
Man.
It's something I created years ago, by the way. This is not a brand new product. I made this blend years ago just because I wanted to have a faster way to make old-fashioned.
Wow.
Because I'm a cocktail mixologist and a bartender.
Right. No, we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
So how did Refined come about?
So COVID happened, and I was working in the restaurant industry, left in, with everybody else in March of 2020. And the funny thing is I actually started preparing to take the real estate exam.
Wow, okay.
And could not get myself to sit down and focus on that to save my life. And then I just thought, dude, what are you doing? Why don't you stick with what it is that you have a passion for, bottle that old-fashioned blend, and figure it out along the way. The blend itself was already done. It was just a matter of trying to figure out what kind of artwork was going to go in it.
Sure.
I had a really good friend of mine that lives down in Shreveport in Louisiana. She did the artwork for me. Just did a beautiful job. And of course, I did all the rest of the stuff on the bottle and just created an online space and took off from there.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, when did you start Refined?
Started Refined in, if I gave an actual date, I would say March of 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when it actually started. And it was very slow going, a lot of work on the website, a lot of work on the label because I wanted to make sure it was exactly what I needed it to be. And so there are lots of incarnations of the label, changes made over the course of time. By the end of 2021, I would probably say that label was really where I wanted it to be. And then I could put it online and be proud of the product that I
Wow, I love it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, man. It's been a lot of work. A lot of collaboration with a lot of other small businesses that have helped out along the way. I'd love to talk about them, but in the interest of time, we'll see if we can get there. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Now, what led you to start a small business?
I have been a serial entrepreneur all my life.
Okay.
Probably since I was in my 20s. I've owned lawn and landscaping businesses. I owned a restaurant delivery service before, that kind of stuff was
right.
a thing.
Come on.
We're talking back in the 1990s. Goodness gracious. I've delivered firewood to people's condos and apartments. I've done everything. I've done so many different things. I've written several books.
Okay.
My God, I don't know.
This is a true Renaissance man. This is a true, I love it. A serial entrepreneur and a Renaissance man. I love it. I've done stuff too. I've never written anything. Let me just tell you. I feel like that just takes a lot.
If I were to name two things that are my passion, one of them is definitely couture cocktailing.
Okay.
The second one is writing. And so sometime down the road, there will be a book about cocktails. The idea is to create one that has somewhere between 50 and 100 craft cocktails that people can easily make at home.
Wow.
I know that I was trying to think of the name of the company here in Chicago. I think it was the former Blackbird restaurant, Aviary.
Okay.
They released a beautiful coffee table cocktail book.
Wow.
About 3 or 4 years ago. Mine would be probably quite a bit simpler, something that people can literally put in their back pocket, so that if someone's like a beginning bartender and they just need those 10, 15 recipes right there in their back pocket, they can have it. But then also people can have them at home as well, so that they can entertain at home and make delicious cocktails. So that's coming sometime soon.
What about like a date night? What could people what if there's, and I say this because, I own a tech incubator and we're about to launch this app.
All right. I'm liking where this is going.
Where couples can have fun date nights.
Okay.
And when we beta tested this back in 2015, 2017, one of the date nights was like making drinks.
Okay.
Like how to, making the best drinks.
There's probably 9 or 10 original classic cocktails.
Okay.
Everything else is pretty much an offshoot from that, or riffed on those particular set of cocktails. And I say that it's easy because I've been doing it for so long.
Right.
But if you learn a few of those, there's actually a way to batch those cocktails.
Wow.
So like if you have an old fashioned that you really like, you can pretty much put everything inside of the bottle, just pour it over ice, throw in orange peel and some cherries, and you pretty much have a cocktail.
Wow.
So it really makes it a lot faster for a person if they're thinking about doing like some sort of a group event.
Yeah.
Like you said, if there's like a few couples together.
Yeah.
And then one person's not getting pulled away all
sure,
day long, having to do this and pour this and this in there. So it makes it a little easier.
All right, we're gonna talk. We may have to add that to the app.
Let's do this.
Now, how can folks get a bottle?
How many?
No, how can folks get a bottle?
Oh yeah. So the website is bestoldfashionedcocktail.com.
That's easy. I love that.
Bestoldfashionedcocktail.com. Even if you screw up the typing, you're still going to get every iteration that you can possibly think of.
That's smart.
And it'll get you to my website. But again, the name of the company is Refined Handcrafted Cocktail Blends. So you can find it either way. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. We have an info page it's easy to get to us.
I love it.
I literally had people come in my bar and ask me that same question, and they'll pull it up and they'll just like that.
Wow.
Right onto the website.
Now, are you in any retail locations now?
Currently, I'm in 2 retail locations.
Okay.
And one of them is out in Lyle. It's called The Collective, owned by this amazing woman, Autumn Geist. She's phenomenal.
Okay.
And then there's another store in Joliet. It's called John's Liquors. They used to be called Joe's, but now they're John's Liquors, and they carry it. I would say probably by the end of the summer, we'll be at about 20 to 30 retail locations.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we're on the move.
Definitely. And you will definitely be on the best date night app. I'm just letting you know. We will be using refined,
there you go,
handcrafted.
There you go.
I'm just telling you. Oh, did I drop that hint? Did I drop that hint that this app is launching? Tell us one more time how they can get the bottle on the website again.
Best old-fashioned cocktail.
Okay. I love it. We're gonna come back after these messages. We got more time with LB. We'll be right back after these messages. I'm geeked right now. I'm ready to drink it, but I know I can't right now.
I should have brought some bourbon.
All right, we'll be right back after this. All right, cool. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah, this is fun.
This part of the interview will be on the website. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm going to do to give the
website right away.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right back in.
Okay, cool.
So everyone here won't be looking at downtown. That's mine down there.
That's your commercial.
Yeah.
Named to honor the historic Black Wall Street social component, 1921 program that introduced young minds to human engineering and different facets of technology. Provide free Google IT and network certifications, along with a laptop and built-in relationship with tech companies eager to hire for great paying jobs and help desk technical engineering. But the ultimate flex of 1921 is launching mobility startups. See, the way that
The parking lot that I parked at right down the street.
which one? Launching startups in the community.
Is it behind the building?
Nah.
Okay.
That's what right now. It's probably a job. I just parked there and paid for the parking with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know because we'll reimburse you.
Oh man, don't worry about it. It's $12. I'm good.
Okay.
It's not gonna bust my budget. Yeah, I was just trying to make sure I wasn't gonna get a ticket tonight. So I was like, let me just park in a parking space.
Oh, good. Yeah. So what I do is I park over on Federal. So I get here a little early.
Okay.
I park on Federal because the meter ends at 10.
Oh.
So it's usually like $5, $5. Yeah, because we're gonna have you back down here.
I love this area, man. I had thought about moving down here, but I ended up moving back to Evanston.
Okay.
Because I had lived there 6 years previously.
Gotcha.
And so, in fact, when we were messaging, that's where I lived.
Okay.
And then during COVID, I was out in Joliet for 4 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh my God, I couldn't wait to get back to Evanston.
Wow.
It was rough. It was a rough 4 years.
So you've been in Evanston since you've been back?
No.
Or no? Okay.
Let me see. When I came back to Chicago originally, I lived in Oak Park.
Okay.
Then I lived in the Gold Coast.
Okay.
Bought a townhome in South Loop, and then moved out to Evanston in 2013. I stayed out in Evanston until 2019. Like I said, moved out to Joliet for a job.
Sure.
6 months later, shut down.
Oh man.
I went out there for a restaurant. 6 months
Oh
later,
my gosh.
Done after 6 months. And so I stayed out there. I was like, let me hang out here for a while. And then I got the gig over at Walden, where I live now.
Gotcha.
And it's been fantastic. The first year I was driving Joliet and back, right down Highway 55. Oh, it was fun, bro.
Oh my God.
Joliet and back, man.
Mercy.
55. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Oh, okay. We ready to go back to the
Okay.
You got a song?
No, we just come right back in.
Come back right back in?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
I mean, and there was accidents. Everything. There was not a day.
I believe you.
It's crazy.
No, because I remember in Evanston, man, they used to have the original Dixie Kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Man, when they were in Hyde Park, I ate there all the time.
Yeah, they're right on the corner of church and something like that.
About to come back out. Boom. All right, we are back. What's up, 1921 Radio family, WVON family, Facebook family, YouTube family, wherever you're watching, we're everywhere right now. I love it. We've got Mr. LB in the place. I just got my refined handcraft. Oh man, dude, you have no idea, bro. I'm so excited right now. If it wasn't for like FCC laws or whatever, I'd probably be right. Just and I want to keep my stuff.
Oh my God!
But
right.
I'm excited about this, man. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Thank you. And so we talked a little bit about in retail locations. What are your future plans for Refine?
There's a couple of them. First of all, I want to make sure that the Chicago market gets saturated wherever people live in Chicago, that they can get the product.
Okay.
And then eventually it'll be the state of Illinois. And at some point in time, it's actually going to have to be a distribution deal.
Okay.
So that's probably a year or two down the road. Could happen tomorrow. Who knows?
Wow.
Somebody with deep pockets, if you're listening, give me a call, of course.
I love it.
But the idea is to make sure that the product is in all of the demographics that enjoy cocktailing or craft cocktails.
Okay.
And really, that is pretty much the whole city of Chicago. It's funny, when I moved here in 2001, I was literally blown away by the cocktailing culture.
Really? This is so fascinating to me, man.
It's sophisticated. Coming from St. Louis, man, they went to their suburban homes and guzzled beer all night long.
Right.
When I came to Chicago, man, people were sitting in bars on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I'm just like, wow, this is how adults do it. So,
wow.
I want it pretty much everywhere in Chicago, and I think people are really going to appreciate the product. Gotten a lot of positive feedback from online sales.
Okay.
Folks post things on the Facebook page, talk about it quite a bit. So if you go on to any of the Instagram or the Facebook pages, you'll see that people really dig the blend. They love it. Honestly, people there that have not even drank bourbon or that are not big time bourbon drinkers,
right?
They've really been turned on to the blend. And,
wow.
To drinking bourbon because of it. So,
I'm gonna check with my brother. He's in Spain right now, Barcelona. And he's a drinker. I'm not. Hey, I love you, Chris. You and me both. And I think my baby brother is a drinker, of bourbon.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm just not off script. So I get home.
Mm-hmm.
I open this.
Yes. I
grab some ice.
Yeah.
What else do I need, or is that it?
Half ounce of the blend, 2 ounces of bourbon, and an orange peel. You're ready to go. That's simple.
I'm going to Jewel after this. I'm going to Jewel. I mean, the show is done at 12 midnight, so
there you go.
I may be up for a while.
You might get there in time to grab a bottle before they shut.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna be like, look, give me a bourbon and some orange peel.
Yeah.
Man, see that is, and I think I posted a picture. Man, I was doing some work. I couldn't sleep. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm working on this app. Right. And I'm sitting there. Hold on. What is the name of this song? This dude, I got to figure out this. It was, who was I playing? Oh, come on, James. Oh, man. Oh, here we go. John Coltrane. Naima.
Oh, man. All you have to do is say, got John Coltrane.
Yeah. I had John. I posted a picture.
That's cocktail music, right?
That's
there,
right,
brother.
man. I had
that's bourbon music.
I had John Coltrane playing at this picture. My drink. I don't even remember what I was drinking. And my laptop. And I'm like, we're about to get into it.
Yes, sir.
We're about to get into it.
That's what we do,
man. And I'm like, am I really a bourbon drinker? I'm like, because my drink is Jack and Coke. I usually drink Jack and Coke.
That's where I started drinking Jack Daniels back in 2005. And that's when my bourbon journey started.
Yeah.
Went from that to Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
Bullet was the hot thing. And
oh man, Jason.
Now, man, it's all the wheels are falling off. Any kind of bourbon, from Kentucky,
right?
Some of the other places, local places.
I need a bottle of this from my boy Jason.
Yep.
Big Jace, I got you. Okay.
Yep.
I got you.
Yes, you do. I'm about to hand it to you.
What?
Right
Oh, Jason, I got you, bro. I hope you're listening. I hope you go back and listen. I got you.
Right.
All right. Oh man, dude, I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say, man.
Good, man. I brought bottles for that purpose.
Oh man, I don't even know.
I want everybody to enjoy this.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy it. So now I gotta go buy me a little measuring thing because I'm not good at measuring.
Yeah.
But so an ounce. No.
Half ounce.
Mm-hmm.
Half ounce of blend, 2 ounces of bourbon.
2 ounces of bourbon and an orange peel.
You're good to go. I'll tell you, literally, you could go find like the measuring cups that people use for baking.
Okay.
Same stuff.
Okay.
Same thing.
So I don't need to go to get a fancy little.
Fancy. Nope. You gotta get nothing fancy.
Wow.
And eventually you're gonna get to the point where you're just gonna pour in what you like,
right?
Based on how you know become accustomed to liking your cocktail. So
wow.
And so if you notice on the bottle, there's a little tag.
Yeah.
That tag has recipes for several other cocktails using the
wow
blend as well.
Dude, I love this little fold out thing. That's so dope.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You can make a Boulevardier, which is a classic bourbon cocktail.
Okay.
Whiskey sour. You can make you can enhance a Manhattan with it. And I did it because Manhattans are relatively stout cocktails.
Okay.
And if you use a little bit of the refined and sweet vermouth, it makes your Manhattan just a little lighter, a little bit more fruit forward. So if you're wanting to, get into Manhattans, I think that blend would be fantastic for that as well.
Oh, I just may end up getting into Manhattan.
There's another recipe that is not on that little fold out there. You can do a champagne cocktail with that as well. So you pour in a little bit of that in the bottom of a champagne glass.
Okay.
Fill the rest up with champagne. Throw in a lemon peel. You're ready to go.
Woo!
So yeah.
We are getting educated today, ladies and gentlemen.
Sir.
Oh my God. And I will be your instructor. Well, not instructor. I will be your guinea pig. Show you how to do that. Mm-hmm. Now, we talked about the future of refined.
Yep.
Do you do anything outside of your business?
So yeah, I am a cocktail mixologist and bartender at the Waldorf Astoria.
Okay.
In downtown Chicago. There's two bars there. One is called Bernard's, which is speakeasy. I work at the restaurant on the third floor. It's called Brass Tack.
Okay.
I work with a group of 3 other bartenders, and every single one of them are badass.
Wow.
I'm gonna mention their names: Maya, Floyd, and Dante. Those are my hold me down.
I love it.
And so yeah, man, I work there also. We have a fantastic clientele, both local folks and then obviously people that come from out of town to visit. Lots of celebrities. Can't tell you about those.
Understood.
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Understood. NDAs.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm there several nights a week. Always there on Sunday brunch with my big dog Floyd. Yeah, we have a fantastic time, man.
I love it. I love it. I think I said Jason Williams. I meant Jason Johnson. I'm tripping. I don't even know who Jason Williams is. But basketball player. That's right. Hey, that's good company. But Jason Johnson, doctor, I got you. I got you right here, man. That's got to be kind of a cool. I used to manage the Shark Bar restaurant on 212 North Canal back in the day. Before it was when it was with the original owners, because some new owners came in, did some stuff. I'm not even saying it because they may be out of jail already. I ain't trying to get whatever. But I used to, we had everybody coming in there. We couldn't really just run out our mouth. So and so was it, the people I waited on. Yeah, it was great. And sidebar, I made this Stoli vanilla shake with ice cream, a little bit of ice, Stoli vanilla vodka. Oh man, they didn't know what hit them. And my wife and I had a New Year's Eve party. I'm sorry, Carla, I got to throw this in there. Mike and Carla. Carla had one and was like, woo. And I don't even think Carla drinks, but we were making them at the house, man. Carla, I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. I know. Carla, this is going to be forever because this is going to be on YouTube forever. Sorry, homie. You know you're my girl. All right, love you, Mike. So that's great. Now, what inspired you to become a cocktail mixologist?
So I've been working in the restaurant industry off and on for probably about 30 years.
Okay.
I took a brief period away for about 8 to 10 years working corporate America, but for the most part, my adult life, I've worked in the restaurant industry. And I became a bartender about 10 years ago. And it's funny because it was the last job that I ever envisioned myself doing because all other bartenders I ever saw looked miserable. A buddy of mine called me 10 years ago and said, hey, help me at this bar. I said, okay. He knew I was a restaurant guy.
Okay.
And he said, if you know the basic cocktails, that's pretty much all I need to do. And fast forward 10 years later, that's what I'm still doing. It's become an incredible passion. The thing I love the most about it, there's endless creativity and individuality that is a part of the job. You get a chance to do things that, are just completely your own creation. So I absolutely love that part of the deal. It just gives you a chance to just do your thing back there.
Man, listen, let me just say this, man. I give it up when I was at the Shark Bar. Shout out to Jennifer Jackson now. All right, Emmanuel. I just shouted out Jennifer on there. She was one of the bartenders at Shark Bar.
Okay.
but I just give it up. I mean, watch it. I mean, to be able to make the drink. We were in Vegas earlier this year, and my brother came to town. Again, he's a drinker. All right, he came to town, and we're in this bar at the Ritz, right?
Right.
And he goes, James, she made this incredible drink. I had to write it down.
Right.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Okay, I was sitting down drinking, and you can't do that. You cannot sit down and drink.
No.
I had one. I know, not long. I had one of these drinks. This lady made this whatever. I stood up like Chris. Whoa.
Did the room move?
The room moved. It wasn't me.
Oh,
I don't know how. So I go to Vegas. Yeah. I took a picture of it and I said, "Hey man, I just won about $700 on the roulette."
Nice.
And I was like, "Can you make this drink?" It tasted just like it. The fact that you can look at a list of alcohol ingredients, whatever, and then make. I was impressed. Big tip for this guy.
I'm always searching
incredible.
For classics.
Gotcha.
That's the ones I'm looking for. I'm always looking for cocktails that were made just post-prohibition. So we're talking 1930s, early 40s. Because the best and original cocktails were made back during that era.
This is incredible. It's like a history lesson. I love it.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, the old fashioned has been around since the 1800s. Manhattan has been around since the early 1900s, and it was created in Manhattan. But I'm always looking for the classic cocktails that people created years and years ago, because finding those recipes and those blends, I tell you, every single time.
Wow.
It blows people's mind. Literally, I just posted one on social media called the Saturn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And, it was a cocktail that I just kind of found, doing a Google search. And this guy created this drink back in the 1940s. And I made it for a guy who knows cocktails.
Wow.
And he was literally blown away.
Wow.
He was sitting at the bar just like, where did you get this cocktail from? It's got like 5 ingredients in it. But, it's a beautiful cocktail. Fortunately, I had all the ingredients back there to make it.
Sure.
So it'll be one that I'll start featuring, particularly like Sunday brunch, because it's one of those. It's a gin cocktail. It's got some beautiful fruit forward qualities about it and stuff like that. So kind of thing you would really want to have on a Sunday morning.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at, and it just goes back to understanding that there is a craft to everything you do,
Absolutely.
right? But to see you. One of the things that I don't like is wasted talent.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's you're just sitting there. You're like, bro, you could be doing almost like the movie Good Will Hunting, right? You know, what I mean, it's like,
right.
Where his friends are like, dude, for real, if you're here next week, man, I'll kick your butt. You know what I mean? You got what everybody wants, and I think something like just hearing you talk about like the history, right? You talk about something from 1940.
Oh, yeah. Those were the best cocktails came from.
God,
I swear to God, everything is pretty much riffs from stuff from many, many years ago. You can only do so many blends of things.
Okay.
You are literally only adding different ingredients to create flavor profiles that might be a 1-off or a 2-off.
Okay.
And sometimes it can make all the difference in the world.
Right.
But those 10, 15 cocktails, they've been made years ago.
Wow, man.
Years ago. So this is fun to go out there and find stuff. And if you're making it at home, and there's particular things that you like or flavors that you like, citrus, almond, bitters like Campari or Aperol, or if you like Amaros that are really rich and deep in flavor, like coffee and licorice and those kind of things, you pretty much make a cocktail any way that you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing, man. I just, first of all, this is why I love having people on, because you just learn different things. You just think, oh, I mean, just maybe whatever. But the fact that you can make a drink from the 40s, right? I mean, and then, but like I said, I was blown away when I just gave the guy the stuff. He looked at it, comes back with the drink. I'm like,
boom,
wow. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure in Vegas, you got to know what you're doing. I mean,
glanced at it and was like, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah. I've never even heard of it. It was all kind of stuff in there. All I know, it was good.
Yeah.
And I had the same effect.
Enough to repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Right. I'm like, I'm glad I already won the money. You know what I mean?
It would have been all downhill from there.
Man.
Oh my God.
So my guy, Gary, who's an incredible guy, was like, where can he get it? Let me buy one for him. I mean, like,
absolutely. Let me. You don't have to. I'm going to, Gary, because you're listening, you're getting the bottle also.
Gary, look, I'm the plug, bro. I'm the plug. All right, I got Gary, I got Jason, and I got me. All right, anybody else? I'm sorry. You gotta go to the website.
There you go.
Gary, I got you. I hope he's still watching. Gary's a great guy, man. What's up, Shakika? Beautiful family. Gary's got I got to get on your boat too, Gary. Now, did you go to school to become a bartender?
I did not. Like I said, I've worked in the restaurant industry for quite a long time. Long before I became a bartender, my expertise was international wines, which really expanded in 2019 when I started working for the now defunct Joe's Imports, which was in West Loop over on, oh my goodness, Fulton Market.
Okay.
It's since closed, but I worked with one of the most celebrated Psalms. He's passed away a couple of years ago. His name is Joe Filey. But he definitely expanded my international wine expertise. And that was what my expertise was for years and years.
And you're very good, because I still love my Pinot Noir. I still get it.
Sir. I mean, I know enough about pretty much any country's wines: France, Italy, South Africa, Greece, definitely California, Washington. I'm a wine drinker myself, so I absolutely love it. But my journey started with wines in the mid 1990s. But I watched enough bartenders to kind of get an idea of what it was that they were using for cocktails and stuff. And, I just kind of picked it up.
Wow.
Over time, and did my own studies. And if there's any deviation on cocktails, it's just because I've toyed around with various different things, either at home or at work. But I encourage people who are thinking about becoming cocktail mixologists or bartenders, you really don't have to go to school.
Sure.
It. If you can become a bar back in a restaurant and work behind some good,
that's the key, right?
Absolutely.
That's the key.
Being there, watching people at the speed and watching them create things. And then just slowly but surely learn as much as you possibly can through self-study.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because because you get the what do you call these people? The purists, right? Or
absolutely.
Whatever. Like, so I was a music prodigy, right? And so it's kind of crazy. My brother was taking piano lessons. Didn't go well. Right? I sat down at the piano and just started playing. My mother freaked out.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
No lie.
Wow.
Now I'm taking lessons with Reverend Carl Walker, learning gospel music. That's what my mom wanted to make sure. Because so nice. I would learn, he would teach me the song. Mm-hmm. I'd come back the following week. I've added runs, riffs, and he's like, "Who taught you that?" I'm like, "No one. I just figured it out." Right? Wow. And
that's amazing.
I
admire people that are able to do that.
I don't even know how.
I literally admire people that are able to do that.
Yeah, and I don't even know how. I mean, I was in band then. I was playing percussion. Mm-hmm. So I picked up the saxophone, and I figured out. My dad would tell me he played piano. He goes, "If you can figure out the piano, you can play almost any instrument." And so what I did was, it's true. Yeah. I would hear a song on the radio. Mm-hmm. I'd go figure out the melody on the piano, and then I taught myself the notes on the saxophone, and then I would just play the notes after I figured out the thing on the piano. So my dad's like, "When did you start playing saxophone?" I said, "Just now." I mean, it was a crazy thing.
That's funny.
But it was interesting because I would do studio stuff, and the purists who know music, I just come in and add my own thing. They were like, you can't read the music. Now I did learn to read music, but after a while, I just kind of just relied on my, on my gifts. And so you had these people who were like, that doesn't go together. I said, you don't understand. That's why you can't figure it out, because this is how you were taught.
You have your rules.
You have your rules. I don't have any rules. So I'm able to, and as long as the people like it.
Yep.
And I know there's got to be this like, oh no, you've got that, whatever. Yeah. But I tell everyone, listen, you go with your gut, you go with what you feel and what works for you.
I think also people that you are around that sort of become de facto mentors, just by watching them do what they do, or if they are directly encouraging you or teaching you how to do things. And that's what I was talking about. My guy Floyd that I work with, man. I watch that cat make cocktails, and he can put pretty much anybody to shame.
Wow.
And he is definitely a mentor for me. He's a guy that just lets me kind of do my thing back there.
Okay.
And I feel like it's true of anything in life. When you have people that encourage you, it just makes you that much better at your craft.
Yeah.
it gives you that extra push to want to learn a little bit more and to do a little bit more. It just kind of puts the wings on you, so to speak, you know, and kind of take off and do what you can.
I love it. Now, real quick, because we're running up against the clock here, does your blend make just an old-fashioned cocktail?
No, that tag on there, man, it makes several cocktails. It makes old-fashioned, Manhattan.
And I'm going to try a
Whiskey
Manhattan.
Sour, Boulevardier, and a Sazerac, which is a New Orleans-style cocktail.
Wow.
The beauty of the one, and I would say other than the old-fashioned, the Sazerac is the one that I like the most because a typical Sazerac is crushing an ice cube, putting bitters in there, doing all this stuff. My blend elevates the profile, the flavor profile for a Sazerac cocktail. Sazeracs are hard to make, but the instructions on there will walk you through it. If you do it exactly like the instructions are on the card, you will thank me. You will have an amazing, amazing cocktail. I might have to have me one tonight.
I hear you, brother.
Yes,
and I love your pictures on Facebook. You got to follow this brother on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now you also said there's other cocktails too. Is that on your website that people can learn?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the instructions for every single one of the cocktails that's on that tag, they're right there on the website. Go to the website, man, and it's right on there.
Wow. Yep. This is so cool. I want you guys to see this again. I mean, the ingredients are right here on this is so dope. Yeah. You got 1, 2, 3,
4 cocktails.
4 cocktails.
The 5th one being the old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned.
So you got 5.
Man, now, how can folks, one more time, where are they which 2 stores are they located?
So if you're out in the Lisle area, go to The Collective, which is a beautiful boutique out in Lisle. If you're over in Joliet, you can go out to John's Liquors. They have bottles out there where you can pick up as well. Until I can get it at retail locations, you can also find it online at bestoldfashionedcocktail.com.
And how can folks reach out if they like to carry your product at their retail location?
They go to that website and click on that contact me and go right to the email. And email me and I'll be out to your retail location in 24 to 48 hours with bottles to put on your shelves.
I love
Just like that.
Just like that. And give them the website again.
bestoldfashionedcocktail.com.
I mean, gosh, I'm so excited. I literally can't wait to get home. And I got another guest. I got one more guest after this. 1921 Radio family, WVM family. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've learned a lot. The fact that there's a such thing as a mixologist, and this brother that you're looking at right now and that you're hearing right now is one of them. And he's got a squad. And you have to, I got to come to the Waldorf now. I got to come to the Waldorf.
Got to come see my squad.
I got to come see the squad.
Some good folks there, man. Fantastic bartenders, fantastic mixologists. They do the damn thing every day, man.
Wow.
With class, with dignity, with refinement.
Refinement.
That's about the best way to say it.
And with that, you've got refined.
That was a shameless plug.
I love it. Refined, handcrafted. Hey, it works. It works. Brother, thank you so much.
Man, the pleasure is all mine.
I
appreciate you, James, inviting me to come and talk about my product, man. This is a great opportunity.
Absolutely. And WVM Family 1921, we've talked about supporting. Go to the website, buy it tonight. All right? Except for Jason and Gary.
They got lucky.
I'm telling you, I love it. All right, we'll be right back after these messages. All right, perfect. Right. Man, dude, the questions were on point, brother.
Got this done.
That was awesome, man. That was awesome. Listen, Julia told me she made it home. Let me make sure I say I'm home. Thanks so much for the opportunity. This was awesome.
Awesome. Man, thank you so much for inviting me. Is the gentleman in here a cocktail or also?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah. All right, Gary says much appreciated.
Oh,
absolutely, Gary, you my guy. All right, let me see.
Okay.
Let's see. Hey, Jay, you drink?
He said, I live in Chicago. Where's that drink?
LB, we gotta get a picture.
Oh, man. All right.
Pairs of men on a boardwalk along the Alabama River gained national attention after a video went viral. 48-year-old Richard Roberts has turned himself in and is facing assault charges. Montgomery police say 2 more suspects were arrested on Wednesday. 23-year-old Alan Todd and 25-year-old Zachary Shipman are also charged with assault. The fight reportedly began when one group of men refused to move their boat from where the city-owned riverboat usually docks. I'm Nicole Deal of the Black Information Network.
The latest details in the Fulton County District Attorney's case involving efforts by former President Trump and his allies to overturn the 2020 presidential election results in Georgia. Bonnie Willis's team is moving forward with plans to make charging announcements soon, even as Special Counsel Jack Smith has charged Trump with 4 federal counts related to his efforts to remain in power after losing the presidential election. Willis is expected to seek more than a dozen indictments as she presents her case next week.
Documents show the 6-year-old boy in Virginia who shot his teacher boasted about it later. As according to unsealed redacted search warrants, teacher Abigail Werner is still recovering from that January shooting and is suing the school, claiming administrators knew about the troubled student but did nothing. Police say the firearm he used was legally purchased by his mother.
3 different vaccines against the biggest respiratory virus threats will be on tap this fall, including a new COVID booster, the annual flu shot, and 2 RSV vaccines for older adults. State health officials are urging eligible Americans to get vaccinated for what could turn out to be a very serious.
Oh yeah, because the last one, previously was on 87.
Fun fact for you.
Especially with the
23 years ago, I was the general sales manager for WVO.
Are you serious?
Fun fact for you. I used to host a show called Life Gets Better with Dan Johnson.
Come
I was
on.
on 87th Street.
That's crazy. Are you serious? Whoa.
So I've never been in this.
Well, welcome. So I own a media company. So I own a bunch. I don't know if Raven told you, but I own a media company. Okay, good. I own a media company. So I want to do a story on it. Published article on it. And the interview will be on the website as well.
Okay.
So it's called 1921 Radio. But I own a company.
Spaceport America in New Mexico with passengers on the VSS Unity carried to 50,000 feet by another aircraft before decoupling.
You know, I brought the kid with me and not the 6-pack.
The other passenger is an 80-year-old former Olympic canoeist who won his.
Dude, I took a picture earlier. I was like, hey man, I gotta set my stomach in.
More on these stories
With
and
you, bro.
international.
So actually, you're gonna be looking over here. The way we're doing it,
Okay.
you're looking into that camera.
Perfect.
But I do this so
On the
we
iPod
upload this to the website.
Okay.
So it'll just be so you'll be good.
On your home for 24/7
Okay.
news.
But I own a company called 1921 Co-working and Incubator. We're the first Black-owned tech incubator. So what we do is we launch tech startups. So primarily Black tech startups. Now, if a white boy comes through, it's good. We'll invest in that because my investors get an equity share. So what I did was I created. I'm just making sure. Right, good. There we go. So what I did was I sold all my cryptocurrency. So I've been investing since I was a kid because my mom and dad invested. They're millionaires now. And what I did was so I sold all my cryptocurrency, bought a 12,000 square foot building on 110th of Michigan.
I've been in there.
Excuse me?
I've been there.
Oh, you've been there?
That's the where Raven is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to build that out, raising more capital. I've been doing interviews, Black Club Chicago, NPR, and it's been great because I created what's called a stakeholder opportunity.
Okay.
So we have a large investor, millionaire guy, putting $1.5 million, but I gotta raise another $500,000 to tap into the $1.5 million. And so what we did was instead of trying to find another millionaire, I said, well, what if I created the millionaires? What if I created an opportunity for the everyday person to say, hey, I got $500, I got $1,500, right? Then we set aside this equity stake. So for people who invest $500, become a stakeholder, they share 1% equity with 300 people. That's it. For people who invest $1,500, they share 2% equity with 200 people. And that's it. And we just created a new proposal. We're trying to find 200 Black business leaders, artists, entertainment. I'm working with a brother who's been in movies in LA, who's going to help me get in. Hold on real quick. Yeah, because it's still close. I will tell you after the show.
No problem.
So he's helping me get connected with Black entertainers in LA, and what we did with that is we're setting aside 1% equity for the community. So I took Facebook as an example, right? Facebook, 1% of equity in Facebook over the 10-year period. Facebook made 1% equity was like $4.43 billion, 1%. And I said, what if Facebook set aside 1% equity to go to the low-income communities? 20 communities could get $20 million a year. And so I said, I need a proposal, but I need Black business leaders, period, to come in this, because I get it. We operate in silos, blah, 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 blah. But if we came together, which is why my company is named after Black Wall Street, they came together because they had no choice. Yeah. The problem is now we got all these choices. Yeah. Right. And so I said, if we do that, we'll set aside 1% equity in every startup we launch that'll go to financial investments in the communities all over the country, Jacmel, Haiti, and the UK. And so I was the first to create that. Then Damon John created a platform just like mine, pretty much. Except his it's $50, but 1 million people can join. Well, what's 1 million people going to split in equity? I mean, you're going to get maybe $34, right? Maybe you're $50 back. Right. So, although I applaud Damon John for quote unquote creating this whatever, it's not going to create what he said, because ultimately he gets that. It's his platform. So if 1 million people get $50 because it's Damon John, he just got $50 million.
And you know, the way he gets paid is what's through what's called an administrative fee.
Yeah.
To process.
Yep.
And even if that's a 10%, whatever.
Yep.
There it is.
But the other thing is he's investing in the company. We gave him $50 million. Right? He's investing in the company. So he's investing in the company. Yeah. He's investing in the company. So he may take 30% of a company and then siphon off 2% to the people who gave him $1 million. But guess what he got? Huh? Yeah. Right. So although he's got an interesting model, it doesn't really benefit the people.
Yeah.
So that's why we created ours. It's only 500 people total. You know what I'm saying? And so
you cap the investment.
Exactly.
Share at a certain amount.
Ready? Yep. Come on. Wow. It's so crazy without the headphones, man. I was like, come on. Wow, that was quick. That was it for real. Hey, WVO, and welcome back. Welcome back. It's JP. You're listening to 1921 Radio on WVON. I have an incredible guest in. This man, he just dropped some information on me, man, about actually working for WVON. I was like, wait, what? You said 20 years ago? No.
23 years ago.
23 years ago.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting up here like, dang, what was that 23 years ago? I was here. So, Dan Johnson, right?
That's me.
Dan, first of all, welcome to 1921 Radio. Welcome
you,
to WVO. Welcome to WVO. And thank you, Raven. All right, if you still listen out there, Raven. Thank you so much for recommending. I like the brother already. I love his energy. I love him already. And I love this flyer, bro. I believe this is you for real. I believe this is you in real life.
Oh, man, that's me.
Can I get my music? That just says energy, and I'm about to help you out.
Let's do it
100 times over. So, Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us why we're here.
Well, you have to tell me why I'm here, but I'll tell you about myself.
Okay.
How about that? I have a little theme song to say I come from a poor family. I didn't have much, but the Lord been good to me.
As someone who grew up in Mainz Baptist Fellowship and New Hope Baptist Fellowship, oh man, that's so funny. I love it.
You know what it's about.
I do.
Man, right here, product of Chicago, grew up in Inglewood community. And,
okay.
And just like anyone else growing up in the hood, really trying to overcome.
Gotcha.
You know, not becoming a product of that environment, allowing the ills of that environment to take me under.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we had a brief moment where we was playing around with the hood and
sure,
with the gangs, with the drugs and all of that foolishness, but truthfully was able to transform my life by the grace of God.
Amen.
And called to the ministry at 17. And,
whoa.
Yeah, this is my 30th year in ministry.
Wow, I'm sorry. Wow.
I made you choke.
I know, right? I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. But man, through molestation, parents, drug addicts, all that kind of stuff, we've been able to overcome.
Okay.
So my message has been, it doesn't matter who your mother is, who your father is. It doesn't matter what hood you come from.
Sure.
We don't have to become the product of our environment and allow the ills of that environment to take us under. And so that's been my message, to empower people to live a better life.
Okay.
And that's to live a better life spiritually, live a better life emotionally, financially, entrepreneurially. And that's my mandate. That's my mandate. And I've been on this journey now, ministry 30 years, business 28 years.
Okay.
And I never had to take every business we started. It was one day, $1, one sweat, one tear at a time.
Wow.
Literally. Many of the business we built it with $100 or less.
I try to tell people, you don't need $1 million to build a business.
No, you don't. And so now we seek to go after the, they say the small business owner, depending on where you look, a small business is defined by 500 employees or less.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. That doesn't touch our community.
No.
The truth of the matter is 80% of the small business sector makes on average about $55,000 a year.
Yeah.
And they have one employee, and that's themselves.
That's themselves, yeah.
And so that's the group that we go after.
Okay.
We go after that small business owner that says, hey, man, I'm trying to figure this thing out.
Right.
And so our goal is to help coach them, develop them, motivate them. And so that flyer is the first of a 3-part series.
Understood. Okay.
Empowered to Prosperity. This is the financial boot camp. Then we will have Empowered to Prosperity for entrepreneurs, and then Empowered to Prosperity for those that want to get involved in real estate.
Wow. First of all, this flyer is so dope. I love this flyer. Look at this flyer, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is dope. Professionally done. And this is August 12th, correct?
This is coming
Saturday. This is coming Saturday from 10 to 3.
10 to 3. You got it. 10 to 3.
This is so awesome.
10 to 3.
WVON family, you are listening to Dan Johnson, and he's talking about Empowered to Prosperity Boot Camp. I love this. August 12th, this Saturday from 10 to 3. Can you give it? Is it online?
EmpoweredToProsperity.com.
EmpoweredToProsperity.com. Please write this down. EmpoweredToProsperity.com. All right. Listen, first of all, the things that we need to talk about in our community when it comes to money, finances, you name it. This is important.
Absolutely.
And I hope that people take this seriously. This is incredible.
Well, the reality is this. We go to school, they teach us reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Right.
And then Black and brown people already is at a disadvantage because of the economic divide that exists in the resources that are available to actually educate. And so, but no matter where you are on that pendulum, you don't learn the money game in school.
Yeah.
They don't teach financial literacy in school.
Yeah.
And so we try to figure it out when we get out of school. And while we're in college, here's what's happening. Those of us that's fortunate enough to go to college, we're getting credit cards and all of that stuff.
Yep.
We're blowing our credit before we even graduate because we have not been taught the money game.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is people know the money game.
Yeah.
They just don't teach it.
Yeah.
So, for example, one of the things that we look at is what we call, the book is based on 4 principles.
Okay.
Prioritization, elimination, protection, and generation.
Love it.
And so when you think of prioritization, you're thinking of financial prioritization. You're thinking of establishing a budget.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, if you don't tell your money where to go, it'll take you wherever your impulse leads you.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? So establishing a budget tells your money where to go.
Say that again.
If you don't tell your money where to go, it will take you wherever your impulse leads you.
Wow. Okay, that's
the truth.
That's deep right there.
And one of the things we guarantee that everybody will leave there with a raise without going to ask their boss for it. You don't have to go to your job to ask for a raise.
Wow.
And we've done different types of series like this where one person just recently in our last financial literacy class, they did $18,000. They got a raise of $18,000 in a year based on what we're teaching. Another one did $12,000 per quarter. Her and her husband started a trucking company as a result of the principles we're teaching.
Okay.
Because it's the money game.
Yeah.
And so we teach people how to play the game.
Man, and you mentioned something interesting about, like, you know, our oldest daughter, she just finished her master's, our middle son's in college. And the first thing I told him was, don't get a credit card. You know, not right away. Don't get one. Matter of fact, he's on mine. He's got a higher credit limit than I do.
You're smart.
Yeah.
Well, my son, he's my oldest boy, he's turning 27 in October.
Okay.
He just bought a massive home in Sacramento.
Love it.
And the reason why he was able to do that is because before he even got good in college, he was on one of my credit cards.
Yep.
But he didn't get access to that card.
Right.
So one day he texted me, Dad, you know what my credit score is? I said, yeah. He said, look, it's 720. It's higher than yours.
I know. That's what I told my son. I'm like, man, your credit score is higher than mine.
Yeah.
You know, but now what I did do was I did let him use it. I set a limit for him that he could use.
Not him.
Oh,
my daughter, I put her on one card and she has a limit.
Right.
And then I have another, she's 20. Then my 21-year-old, I could give him the card because he's not going.
Yeah.
And he has no limit.
Right.
But it's building their credit while I'm teaching them how to handle credit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, no, absolutely.
So now that 26-year-old, he's constantly watching.
Yeah.
He's making certain every bill is paid.
Mm-hmm.
He's making certain that if he can't afford to pay it today, he can't afford to charge it today.
That's right.
Because that's the principle.
Exactly.
If you can't pay it off today, then you can't charge it today.
Yep. Man, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I love doing this show. I get a chance to have people on. I learned about real estate, some more about real estate thanks to Julia. I learned about mixology with drinks, and now I'm learning even more so. I mean, this pattern. I need to get one. I can't make it, but I need to get this. Is it a book or what is it?
It is a book. Where it's twofold. We're releasing the manual at the boot camp.
Okay.
But it's also a book, and the manual after the boot camp will be made available for those that want it as a downloadable book.
Gotcha. Okay.
However, when you download it, because it's an interactive workshop,
okay,
you'll be able to type in your answers and all of that kind of stuff to help you build it out. We call it your guide to prosperity.
Wow.
And it's not just me that will be there. I have financial experts that will be there, credit experts that will be there. And each person that attends will have, when they leave, it's a customizable financial plan based on your financial goals and based on your financial dreams. So it's not just general stuff. We're not coming to just educate you and give you information. We're coming with a boot camp that edu-act you.
Yeah, well, say that again.
Edu-act you. So if you take the C and reverse it, instead of education, you have edu-action.
Wow.
Because sometimes people are educated, but they don't act. Does that make sense?
He's dropping nuggets. I hope you guys are paying attention. These are nuggets.
So because they don't act,
right,
we walk around with information.
Yeah.
And we have information overload.
Right.
Well, I don't want you to come and get more information from me. I want you to come and I want the information that you take, I want it to become revelation to you. Yeah. I want the light bulb to come off, the aha moment. I got it.
Yeah.
And then I want to show you how to apply it. Watch this. James, what I'm teaching my 20 plus children to do is for the next 7 years, they're going to save a certain amount of money for the next 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they get 29, 30, 28,
mm-hmm.
they won't have to save for retirement if they don't want to.
Sure.
For the rest of their life. And by the time they get to retirement age, they will be multimillionaires regardless of what their job says.
Yeah.
So while you're young, before you have children or all of that kind of stuff, and when cash is coming because you're out there on the grind and you're hustling, take that money, invest it in certain vehicles. So now you could just, if a job, if the pension go away, Social Security, when it goes away, you don't have to, you know what I just say?
Yeah.
I said when. And see, the money game helps you understand it.
Yeah.
They're pushing back the age of retirement.
I know.
It's tiptoeing to 70.
It will eventually be 70.
It'll be 70. So that means before you can start drawing money down to retire, which means stop working, you're 70 years old. Now the Bible I read say that the Lord only promised you 10. That's 70.
That's 70.
So they gonna pay you for grace if you make it past 70.
Can you imagine? I mean, and look what happened to the brother, all of them at a yellow truck.
Man.
I mean, literally woke up one morning, probably the night before, dreaming, I'm almost done, this, that, and the other, and then wakes up and finds out his pension is gone.
It's over.
Yeah.
And we rely, watch this, we rely on our jobs for our retirement. We rely on our jobs for our life insurance. Think about this. The older you get, the more it's going to cost to bury you.
Mm-hmm.
And most people, they work jobs, been on jobs 10, 20, 30 years, and they won't buy life insurance outside of the job because they say my job covers that. And even when their job covered, it's a $10,000 cut.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had to bury my father this past year, and I didn't bury him. We burned him, and it still was $10,000.
Yeah,
you can't even get burned for $10,000 and have a decent funeral and all of that kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we gotta understand that if we're going to give the generation that follows us a leg up, then we gotta do it with what the resources and the tools that we have in this thing we call financial literacy.
And the thing about it is that we have, and this is why brothers like you and sisters like you are so important. Let me show you a picture real quick. So they're already set up. They're stakeholders in my company.
Yes.
So no matter what happens, what field they go into, whatever, every year they get a dividend check from the tech startups that we launch.
Wow.
Every year.
Yeah.
They'll be getting a dividend check. Because why? This is what my parents set up for me and my brothers.
Yeah. And see, me, mine are set, but they're not all set equally.
Okay.
I told my children, this is not an equal beneficiary opportunity. What you get from the inheritance is based on what you invest in it.
Right. Yeah.
So the one that invests the most in the inheritance, that's helping build, is gonna get the most. Everybody gonna be good.
Right.
But the one that's really good is the one that's going. It's the one that's working to build that.
Is that the one who said, "Lord, look, I've doubled your money. Me, I hid it in the ground so it could gain interest."
Or it's the one that said, "Dad, what do you need?
What do you need?" Yeah. Oh, come on.
You see?
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I understand, my middle son, Kyle, he blessed my life about a year ago.
Okay.
I said to him, James, I said, hey, he was in school to get a degree in electrical engineering.
Okay.
And one of the things about me, I'm very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell on myself, I tell on my kids, they say, Dad, you got to tell everything. Yes, I'm telling, because somebody else out there is like you.
Yeah.
And the people overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the words of their testimony.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to him and I said, and I noticed he was getting the honor. He was on the honor roll every other year.
Okay.
In college, every other semester, he's on the honor roll. So we understand you have capacity.
Yeah.
We understand you have competency, but maybe you don't have compassion to be this student.
Yeah.
And so in conversating, I said, son, you got three opportunities. A, you stay in school and you continue to work part-time for the company. But if you do so, mediocrity is not what we do.
Right.
So you're not going to stay in school. I'm going to keep writing checks.
Right.
And every other semester, you decide to be a student.
Right.
So that was point one. I said, or I got colleagues, because he's 20. I said, by the time you get 21, you can get a job. They're gonna pay you $120,000 a year, full benefits, everything. You'll be working in commercial construction or what have you. Or the third is you've been saying you want to go to the military or whatever the case is. You go to the military, go to construction school, come back, and help dad run a business.
Yeah.
I said it's your choice.
Right.
But those are the only choices. And he said, I want to do number 3.
Okay.
And I said, why? And he said, because I want to go to the military, learn discipline, become more disciplined, learn more about being a leader. And then he said, I want to come back and help you build and continue your legacy. Now, why is this important? A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Yep.
That inheritance is not only money.
Yeah, that's true.
And we talk about legacy. What you just showed me was a picture of legacy. But here's the deal. Legacy is not based on what you leave.
Right.
Legacy is based on how you live. Because you can't leave nothing if you don't live nothing.
This is true.
Are you
Very
seeing
true.
that?
Oh, I see it.
And so what you're doing, when you say they're collecting dividends based on how you're living.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so these are the things that we talk about. These are the things that we work out with those that we consult, those that we coach, is how do you leave an inheritance?
Right. Yeah, no, and I think, and I want to talk about that on the other side of the break, because one of the things that I believe that because I'm imitating my mom and dad, right? Because of what they've left for us. And so I'm just like, I mean, I'll be honest with you, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be like my dad and my mom. I wanted to be married, have kids. All my friends are like, dude, are you serious? I'm like, I know, right? Can you wait? It's gonna be awesome. I'm 12 years old talking about finding a wife.
Great example.
I know, right? Yeah. But you're right. It is how you live and what they've seen. Like dad works hard. Yeah. Dad's up early. Dad's up late. We have vacation time. We have family time. We have dinner. That whole thing. Dad's at my wrestling matches. Dad's at my soccer. Dad's at my
I can't wait till we get on the other side of that break. I want to talk about that.
No,
absolutely. Important.
No, absolutely. So now tell us real quick, how can people find out about this?
It's really simple.
Okay.
Go to empowered2prosperity.com. Empowered2prosperity.com. And that's where they could go and register for this boot camp. There's still room. I believe we have like 15 seats left because we want to keep it small and intimate to work with everybody. But that's empowered2prosperity.com.
I got Dan Johnson in the studio on 1921 Radio and WVON. One more time, what's the website again?
Empowered2prosperity.com.
Excellent. We'll be right back after these messages. Good job.
That break came right on time. When you get 40 something, right there, you gotta go. You get 54. What's going on? This is your T-Man, girl, boy. On Thursday, this is the G, the whole thing. We don't have a we can talk about it though. Always on this is the G. Right here in Chicago, where we are the city of second to none. Every Thursday, Man, you jump in whenever you want to tell me to hush, to tell me if I'm
No.
I try to talk in 90 seconds or less.
Well,
when we on these shows.
We got how much time we got? We got till 11. We got till 12 o'clock.
I parked across the street at that building, right in front of the entrance in the loading zone.
Okay.
I just because this lot was full.
So the one behind the building was full? Wow.
And so I said, I was talking to my wife. I said, I'm about to walk in here. They're going to let me park right here, right across the street. I walked in. I said, brothers, I need to pay.
Yeah.
I do this radio show. How long will be there? 30, 40 minutes or so. I need to park my car.
Right.
I can't walk way down there to that. And this lot right here is full. And they was like, well, we get off at 11. And one guy said, I get off at 11:30. I said, so what are we going to do? He said, well, we're going to let the other guy know that come in that you're here.
Okay.
And I said, well, I told him because I got to go.
Right.
Now, had I known who would come on at 11, I probably would.
Right. Well,
she told me, she texted me, Raven texted and said, did you cancel the interview at 10:45? I said, no. She said, because I'm waiting, I'm listening, and I don't see you. And I said, that's because you told me to get here at 10:40.
Right.
Wait in the lobby.
Yeah.
Until I call.
Right.
I'm sitting in the lobby.
Oh man, no, Raven is awesome, man. Raven is awesome. We when she told me, I was like, oh man, I tried to get you on Selena's show, but she went out of town, so she pre-recorded her show. So I couldn't get you. I was like, because she was like, oh, I love 2J, but I'm leaving out of town. I was like, oh man. So I have, like I said, I have my own streaming radio show, and so I have people who have their own show on my platform, and so she was going out of town, so she's like, I'll just record it. So she went out of town, right?
So she's on here on your platform.
On my platform, right? So every once in a while, I think every second or third Thursday, she calls in with a financial insurance, blah 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 blah.
How long have you been doing this?
So here, I started. I want to say in February or March, whatever.
So it's been obviously beneficial.
Yeah. So I paid for this. I bought the license for my own radio program. Then I invested in a studio on 127th and Alsip. Radio, just like this. Okay. So that the people who pay me to have a show, they have a studio. So podcast, video, everything is laid out for them. So we're just starting to promote having your own show, right? So and helping business owners understand, hey man, you have your own radio show, you can talk about your business for that full hour. Leverage your network, leverage our 25,000 plus.
How many people do you think you have listening during this time?
It was funny because I broke it down. WVON has about 180,000 weekly listeners, right? So I broke it down because I had 3 hours, and it came out to like 15 to 20,000 people. So 15 to 20,000 listeners, and 25,000 on 1921 on my own platform.
Have you ever tested your demographics? What I used to do, if one was managing, and then when the two when I was on, I would test the demographics and do that just by call-ins and things of that nature. Say, hey, I want to know who's listening.
Yeah.
You know, you have some giveaways like tonight. If you want to answer some questions, let somebody call in, whatever the case may be. I'll give a couple of registrations away.
Okay.
Tonight on your behalf.
Gotcha. I see. So
Mr. James Park is a 1921 incubator.
Gotcha.
You know, courtesy of James
right.
Park.
I feel you. Okay.
Because we want to get the message out. And I had nothing.
Wow. Yeah.
Kicked out of a couple of grammar schools, molested as a kid, 4 suicide attempts on my life, chief of violation of ancient disciples before I turned 17. My nickname was 40 ounce. My mama taught me how to cook okay, bad okay. myself, okay, man, my dad, the day he died, it was a heroin. They smuggled heroin into the hospice room with his girlfriend. And all of it.
Right.
All of it. And so if God can do it for me, so we've mentored over 1,500 at-risk youth.
Wow.
Who was on the verge of dropping out, getting kicked out of Florida. And that's just, man, that's the mandate. So
yeah.
I appreciate what you're doing, Bob.
And welcome back, 1921 Radio listeners, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. All right. The moon, WVON family. This is incredible. I'm learning a lot. This is incredible. I'm so glad. First of all, I'm glad we got a chance to meet here, man. I'm glad.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Raven. I know you're listening. My cousin, Clevando is listening. Incredible man of God, man of faith as well. And I know we were talking a little bit off the air, but on the other side, as far as leaving that legacy of how you live and what you do. And I know you said you wanted to share some things.
Well, one of the things when you think about, we talk about empowered to prosperity, right?
Sure.
We deal with the four, and we talk about the four fundamentals of building wealth. But the other side of it is, and financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's definition of financial freedom is not the same.
True.
My definition of financial freedom is living the kind of life I want to live without the consideration of cost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, the kind of life I want to live is to be a husband first, to be a dad first.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talked about how you went to the wrestling matches and all of those type of things, money gives you space to be free.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what our goal is. And you can't really leave a legacy, a true legacy, if, watch this, you spend all of your time working to pay for what you're leaving.
Right. That was deep right there.
You can't, because it's one thing to leave something in their hand.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to leave something in their head and something in their heart.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to leave something in their head and in their heart is with time.
Yes.
So what financial freedom does is it gives you time.
Right.
To live what you intend to leave.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. I mean, but I think that's the whole why they've seen that, why we've been able to do things, because I worked hard, right? They see that. And because I know that having that financial freedom, we're able to do a lot of things.
Absolutely.
But even then, my wife and I are able to, our church has this youth camp. Every year we're able to sponsor a kid from a single mom home or two, right? Because A, we've been blessed to be in that position, but two, we know what it'll do for that child.
Listen, I grew up and I had moments where I didn't have food to eat. I grew up where as my last Christmas gift as a child, I was 9 years old.
Wow.
So to your point, I always said one day I'll be able to. So by the grace of God, to date, we've fed over 30,000 people in our community every Thanksgiving.
Wow.
We facilitate feeding 3,500 to 5,000 people. We do what's called Grandma's Help for Christmas.
Okay.
So grandmothers that are the primary caregivers of their grandchildren because of A, their children are deceased, B, their children are on drugs, or C, their children are incarcerated. We adopt them. They write out their Christmas wish list.
Wow.
Our team goes shopping.
Yeah.
We gift wrap it. And on Christmas Day, for the past several years, my kids can't open a gift until they give a gift. We go knock on the door, surprising kids for Christmas.
Oh my God.
That's what financial freedom gives you the ability to do.
Yeah.
But you can't do that because it's not how much money you make.
Right.
It's how much money you keep.
Yep.
Because a lot of people don't understand the difference between making money and accumulating wealth.
Yeah.
It's two different things. In my younger years, I made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And realized I wasn't accumulating wealth. So now past that 40,
right.
I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I
Right.
have to accumulate wealth. I gotta keep it.
Yeah.
But I gotta know how to keep it.
Yes.
I gotta know where to keep it. I gotta know where do I put my money and for how long it's going to take for my money to double.
Yeah.
That's called the rule of 72.
That's right.
The average person don't know that rule.
That's right.
The bank take our money. They give us less than 1% when we put in the savings. Might as well keep it in the shoebox.
Yeah.
And then they take our money and they invest it in vehicles that's 6 and 9 and 12% interest.
Yep.
And over a 20-year period, they probably paid us $20,000, and they have made over $1 million.
Yep, that's true, man.
With our money.
Yeah, that's how they make their money. Yep.
So we're gonna cut the middleman out that's paying us a little bit of nothing, and teach you how to invest your money and where to invest your money so that your money can begin to work for you.
Man, listen, I am okay. Real quick, it's August 12th, right?
August 12th.
All right. I know we talked about who wants to go. Did he just? Oh, he just stepped out. So we go to see if somebody can call in and win something. All right. 773-591-1690. 773-591-1690. And this is online, right?
It's online.
It's online.
No, wait, no.
No.
The boot camp is in person.
The boot camp is in person.
But they could register online. I'm gonna tell you how to do it if you want to. That's if you want to give some registration.
Yeah, let's give 2 of them away.
All right.
Can we do 2?
Hey, listen, Incubator 1921 said he's giving 2 registrations away. Y'all say thank you to Mr. JP.
Okay, all right. 2, 773-591-1690. Finances is so important in our community. If you want to attend this boot camp, I need caller number 2 and 3. Caller number 2 and 3, 773-591-1690. Listen, first of all, thank you. This is incredible. I'm trying to see so let me tell you, we did a oh wow, great. All right, we got caller. You are all right, you're caller number 2. We'll call you caller number 2. You're on 1921 radio. What's your name?
Maddie.
What's up, Matt? You said Maddie?
Yes.
What's up, Maddie? You going all right? Is this Saturday? You going, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, Maddie. So here's what we need, Maddie. I need you to give, first of all, thank you for listening, Maddie. I need you to give Jay, our engineer, your first and last name and your email address. Is that right?
That's good. And phone number.
And phone number, okay, Maddie?
Okay.
Maddie, you're the best, all right? Your name, your phone number, and email address. All righty, thank you so much. All right. And we got another caller. All right, 1921 radio. You are the next caller. What's your name? Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca. How are you? All right, Rebecca, you going this Saturday, right? 10 to 3, right? I love it. Thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca, make sure you give our engineer your phone number, your name, and your email address, okay? And then, Rebecca, I want you to make sure you tell your friends and family what you learned. She said, of course. She's like, why would you even say that? Of course. Yeah. Rebecca, that makes me feel so good. Because we can't, like you said, we walk around with information and we don't share it. So Rebecca, thank you. You just you made my night. Okay? That's right. Thank you, Rebecca. Make sure you give Jay your information, all right? All right. Boom. I love it.
Done.
I love it. Done. I love it.
Maddie and Rebecca.
And Rebecca.
We no brothers call.
I know. Well, I mean, I got people on hold. I don't know, man. I mean,
you got a brother on hold. We got to do one.
Hey, Jay, do we got a guy on? We got a brother on hold? Okay. I don't know if he said hold on or we do. I don't know.
They still calling.
That's
a good thing.
Yeah. We got to listen. So we're going to try to get a brother on. We got to get a brother up in there. Thank you, though, Maddie and Rebecca. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Trust me. Don't get me wrong. Thank you very much. But I think these are the things that when I remember sitting at the dinner table, my dad was going over the stocks that he and my mom owned. This is back in 84.
Wow.
84, 85. And he was saying, yeah, we own this, we own this. I'm just sitting there like, wow. And that's when the stocks were in the newspaper. You had
you had to open up the newspaper.
You had to open up the newspaper, and every day, you see the stock. There was no online ticker and where you can do whatever. This was, you hope that by the time you got the paper the next day,
you had a good day.
You had a good day. So I remember that. And so I got into investing, I invested all over. So I had stocks. I have LeBron James rookie card, worth over $20-some thousand now. I bought it for $5 20 years ago on a whim. You know, I didn't really follow high school basketball. And I was there for a Dan Marino rookie card, right? I'm a Dolphins fan. So I get the rookie card. I called the guy, and he knew, you know, yeah, I got you, James. I get there. He goes, hey, we got this this LeBron James rookie card. I was like, I think I read about him. I don't really follow high school basketball. Woo, woo. Hey, man, it's only $5. And, you know, I said, all right, I'll get it. Yeah, I'm still going to eat.
Right.
I got it. He put it in the little glass case. So air has not touched this card in 20 years.
Wow.
And so he breaks the scoring title record. I just happened to $20,000 for a $5 investment.
Wow.
Talking to some young cats, helping them raise capital for this thing they're doing in Texas. We start talking about LeBron James, and they say, JP. I go, yeah. They're like, don't sell the card. I said, okay. They said, create it, turn it into an NFT, and then you can sell multiple NFTs of that card because you have the original, right? I go, yeah, I got the original card. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to convert his card, rookie card, into an NFT. So instead of charging $1 million, whatever, we're charging $1,500 for LeBron James rookie card NFT, which after he retires, that NFT, that rookie card, could 5, 7, 10 times what its value.
And how many would you put out there?
Well, we'd probably only put out like 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the key.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the key.
So we'll probably do like 250 limitations. Right. And so that's what we're going to do now. So and then cryptocurrency, which was very, very good for me. You know what I mean? Again, allowed me to buy my building. I brought on some other small investors, but that lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
My kids are set up with their own wallet, crypto wallet. And it was just, and now with my company, with the tech startups, now my kids are going to be set up for dividend payouts every year. And the way we have it set up, we're planning to launch about 350 startups over the next decade. So my children will be millionaires. You know, Connor will probably be the youngest. Well, he won't be the youngest millionaire, but he'll going to college. My son Cameron, who's working, he's a computer science major. He's a math kid, just gifted with math. I mean, literally on the math team at his school, at a math competition. I'm there, right? They're, all right, parents, got to leave. Kids, take out your calculators. And I'm like, Cameron, where's your calculator? Oh, I don't need it. What? Yeah, I don't need it. I mean, that kind of gifted.
I love it.
All right? Coming in first and second.
Josiah, are you listening?
You know what I mean? Like
my 11-year-old.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
We talk percentages, and you're like, hold on, Dad. And I'm like, you gotta know it.
Gotta know it. Yeah.
You gotta know numbers.
And Cameron he doesn't want you just to know the answer. He wants you to know how you got the answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he used to tutor kids on math and whatever. And but he's about to start working for this company that's developing AI. And, but he'll be set. My daughter, Master, she wanted to be have her own practice. I said, just let me know. So I already started putting money aside. So when she got her PhD and she's ready to open up her business, the money is there.
Yeah.
Right? Then she changed her mind. And now she's doing digital architect. So she's going to be working on some projects, but she'll be set. Well, why is that? Because I looked at what my mother and father did, and I said, I want to do the same thing, for my kids.
And can I encourage those that are listening that may not have been as fortunate as you to have a living model?
Mm-hmm.
I want those of you that are listening to know that it's not too late for you to become the model.
Right.
It's not too late for you to be where the buck stops,
mm-hmm.
where the buck of poverty, it stops with you, where the buck of not enough stops with you, where the buck of living J-O-B, just over broke, stops with you, where the buck of living from paycheck to Monday, it stops with you. You have the capacity and you have the power to change the paradigm of your entire life by making a decision. Listen, this is a small investment. I know you may say it's the last minute, you got things to do, but let me ask you a question. Are you living the kind of life you desire to live? without the consideration of cost. Let me ask you a question. If your furnace broke today, do you have the money to go and grab a couple of thousands of dollars to replace the furnace today? Is your credit score where you want it to be? And if the answer is no to any of those questions, then the nominal investment, watch this, of $59.
I know.
We're not trying to get no money from you. We're trying to get money to you.
Right.
That $59, JP, it comes with the manual. It comes with lunch. It comes with a continental breakfast.
Well, you gonna feed them?
We're gonna feed them. All of that for $59. Listen, we blow that on Starbucks.
I know, brother.
Dunking them.
I do.
You see? And so we have to begin to invest in education. Our people are destroyed, not because of the devil. The people are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge.
Because of the lack of knowledge.
And come get this knowledge and come get how to apply this knowledge so that you can begin to become financially free. Empoweredtoprosperity.com.
And I love the fact that you said it's not too late for you to become the model.
It's not too late.
It's not too late. And I think, and to one of the things I share with people is that you have to make the investment in yourself, right? You have to make the investment. Sometimes it's time. Sometimes it's monetary. Sometimes it's work. But you have to make that investment in yourself. People are like, my friends were like, JP, you and your wife, you guys do great. Whatever. Why are you doing Uber? I said, bro, it's free money. I just drive people around. And when I was doing Uber full time, bro, I was averaging $1,200 a week.
And so now you take that money.
Yep.
And you make that money work for you.
Right.
That $1,100 and $1,200 a week, is convertible over the next several years to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you got to know the money game. And here's what I want y'all to do. We got to learn how to sacrifice the pleasure of our play today so that we can live the purpose and the freedom that we want to live tomorrow.
Yeah.
Some of us play too much.
Yeah.
We play too much. We watch too much. We do too much. We go too much. We're eating our seed.
Yeah.
We're driving our seed. We're living in our seed. What do you mean? The very thing that the money is a tool.
Yeah.
And it's a tool to be sown. It is a tool to be invested. And if you are consuming what's supposed to be, you're supposed to use to produce, then you can't get a harvest.
Yeah.
Because where there's no seed sown, there's no harvest. Where there's no investment made, there's no return.
Right.
So we want you to make the investment. And my guarantee is that little $59 investment that you make to come to empoweredtoprosperity.com, Empowered to Prosperity Bootcamp, I guarantee you're going to leave with a raise that day.
I love it. I love
that day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think that's one of the things that we've got to get over. We've got to have the mindset of okay, good. How much is it? And not, do I got to pay?
Absolutely.
Right. We have to have that mindset. When I need anything done for any one of my companies, I put it on Facebook. Hey, I need XYZ. And at the end of that, I put a money bag and I let them know I pay. I'm assuming that there's going to be a price and a fee for what you're going to do for me.
Listen, when I started my general contracting company, the first project we did that was over $250,000. I had never done a project that big. And so what I did was I looked for somebody that was accustomed to doing projects that big.
Wow.
And I brokered a deal with them. I said, you mentor me, I'm going to give you 60% of the profit.
Right.
60%.
I literally just did that in my head.
Why would you do that?
Right.
Because I know that you are an expert.
Sure.
I'm a novice. Now, come to find out, he only had to come visit the site 4 times. I knew more than I thought I knew. But I still paid him the 60% of the profit. That 60% of the profit that I paid to him led to over $1 million worth of business over the next 2 years.
I keep telling people.
You have to be willing to sow a seed. You have to be willing to make the investment.
Yep.
I was talking to one of I coach and mentor all over the world.
Okay.
So I was talking to one of my students from South Africa today, and I'm going down there in September to speak at this big conference.
Nice.
But we was talking about the economics of it. Mm-hmm. I said, one of the things that I'm charging you to do as a leader in your country, if you continue to be a country that looks for charity, yep, and looks to and look to be a recipient of welfare, mm-hmm, then you can never become wealthy.
Never.
Because watch this, wealth is a mindset.
Yep.
It's a mindset. Poverty is a mindset.
Yes.
It starts with how you think.
Yeah.
And if you're always thinking to get something for nothing, then you'll never have anything.
Yeah.
And so we got to change our mindset from the welfare mentality.
Yes.
To what can we get?
Yeah.
To a wealthy mentality. What can we give?
What can we give? That's what I tell everybody. I mean, I said, and everybody knows that. Everybody, they know that if I'm asking for something, and here's the crazy part. When I do that, I get a ton of responses. Why? Because, oh, this guy gets it. JP gets it. That's why he said, hey, I need XYZ money bag.
Yeah.
Like, just let me know how much it is.
And here's the deal. Most people with a welfare mentality, mm-hmm, they want the money.
Yeah.
But now you got to provide the service.
Yes. Yeah.
You got to learn how to provide 6-star customer service.
Yeah.
You know, I'm dealing with some people that I pay them to do certain things. Mm-hmm. And the reality is the service is mediocre. Mm. But every week or every month, they want 100% of what we agreed to. I get 50% of the service.
Yeah.
Listen, if you gave 110% of the service, you'll probably get 200% of what's agreed to.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of guy with my clients, you don't charge me nothing. I won't charge anything.
Right. I love it. Oh, man. I wish we had more time. We out of time. We got one more minute. Please tell us again how they can get to the event.
Empowered2prosperity.com. Empowered2prosperity.com. It's this coming Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the South Suburbs.
I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you, WVON family. Thank you, 1921 Radio family. Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
for coming in. This was awesome. Hey, we will see you next week. Visit 1921radio.com to hear more of these incredible interviews and read some incredible articles. Peace.